first Nigerian to actually win 2 medals at the Olympics. Neofok, lovely to have you on this one.
Good morning, Moses. It's a great time, and I'm so glad to be here. The atmosphere is amazing, and I think the whole country and it seems the whole of Africa has been waiting for this moment. I think it's one of the biggest, the first of the biggest races in the year, and being an Olympic year, a lot of people are excited about it, and we really have a nice atmosphere here in Lagos.
Right, the excitement is absolutely palpable, and I'm sure the athletes themselves are looking forward to a great outing here. Who will be crowned the champion of Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2020? I said I need to start saying 2020, but that's what it is. We'll find out very shortly as the race will be kicking off very soon. So let's head off to what exactly went down last year, and of course what to look forward to in this particular year.
Lagos is set for its biggest road event. Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is growing in leaps and bounds. A strong field of elite athletes assembled for the race is testament to this. That last year's winner, Sinteyehu Legacy, is back to defend his crown is proof that it is well worth it. That the front row includes the winner of marathon majors of London and Chicago confirms the pulling power of this silver label race. $500,000 in prize money is up for grabs. That's aside a special bonus of $20,000 for world-class performance. The Access Bank Lagos City Marathon accommodates all along its 42-kilometer stretch, which starts at the National Stadium in Surulere and snakes through major roads like 3rd Mainland Bridge, Osborne Road, the Lekki Access, before ending at Eko Atlantic. While the elites compete for the main prize, there will in between be races for those who can only do 10 kilometers, and there are competition categories for special athletes, as well as prize variants to encourage greater Nigerian participation and performance. Emmanuel Gian is one of the accomplished Nigerian road runners. He and his wife, Deborah Pam, are optimistic of a good outing.
I work hard to see that I could make up this year, because the last 4 edition I have been placing 6-7 position, but this one I have prepared myself enough to see I can come up to the ladder to claim the title.
It came to my knowledge that your husband will be running alongside you. How would that boost your morale into winning this?
Well, it's not the first time of my running together with him. We have been running in different categories, in different competitions with him. But this one, it will still motivate me because he's the one that is giving me training. I know the schedules. When he is in the race, my morale will be boosting, telling me that I should keep focus as the way that he's encouraging me in my training. So with this, as he's here, I believe I will still make it like previous years.
Like every marathon, there are those running for charitable and advocacy causes. Osaru Egboban, a senior, is running to draw attention to the dissemination of justice.
I'm running for a cause which is to draw awareness regarding the administration of justice. The regulatory framework, even in sports, is very weak. And I think that there are many prominent lawyers, successful lawyers, who could do a lot more, not just in the narrow sense of reforms in the administration of justice as it relates to dispute resolution, but the entire regulatory framework, including regulations that affect sports.
Organizers used the opportunity of a press conference on the eve of the marathon to honor the memory of former chairman of Lagos State Sports Commission, Deja, under whom the marathon began in its current shape 5 years ago. And they are set for the action.
We are ready. We all know what our responsibilities are, and we are ready. We are ready. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that, and I'm sure that by the time the race starts and the whole process ends tomorrow, I'm sure Lagosians and everybody will have something good to say about the marathon, at least have their own experiences.
There are a lot of new introductions to this year's race. The most significant being that we ask people to pay to come and run this year's marathon, and to that end, what we've done is to also introduce an increased prize money for the 100 meters, which means the first gets 50,000 naira each. The first 100 men to cross the line gets 50,000 naira each. That is a good investment for your 5,000 when you think about it. It means you're making 45,000 on your 5,000. So run fast tomorrow and have fun.
All right, action still continues here, and this is our studio setup at the finish. And I'm sure later you will actually catch the athletes going right behind us. We'll see how things are fair. But as it is, Annie, we are looking forward to a return of past winners. And let's aside and talk more importantly as to how this is the 5th edition, how this race has grown in leaps and bounds. What is it, the organizers, what have they put right that is making IAAF very excited about this race?
Well, I think that there have been changes every year. I know running was never a culture in Nigeria, running marathon, road races. And each year, people come here, they meet the excitement, they meet the fun, they meet the love from Nigerian people. And then every year, the athletes that participate always look forward coming back. I know you talked about past winners. I know the 2017 winner from the female roader. She's coming every year. She's a very amicable lady. And she keeps on saying that she'll keep on running events every year. She loves Lagos. She loves the atmosphere. She loves the party afterwards. She loves the music. So we're bringing a whole industry together. Nobody parties like the Lagos people, and then Banky will tell you that. But see, when you run, you can see what's happening at the end. People are all here. The crowd is already here very early. The race hasn't started. The party is going on. The music is there, and people love the atmosphere, and that's why people keep on coming back. The organizers have done well. There have been improvements in every year. We don't always have the best in terms of things, but you can see from the labels now. We are now a silver label race, one of the best in the world. So we keep on growing and we keep on growing. And I think all kudos to the organizers of the Access Lagos City Marathon.
Now, would you say the culture of marathon has actually come to stay? Because we've got all these big races and some of them well labeled also. Would you say that has come, and what would you attribute that to? Are Nigerians taking fitness very seriously now?
I think the culture of running road races in Nigeria has actually come to stay, and Access Marathon can take a big chunk of that praise, because everybody wants to run the marathon, and the marathon is a long race, and people now start thinking, okay, we can be running shorter ones and preparing for it during the year. And we can see lots of road races coming on. We've seen 10Ks, 20Ks, fitness events, and it's clashing, or it's coinciding with the time that we have a big booming fitness industry in Nigeria. So I think Nigerians have seen that they like to run, and sometimes they're seeing it in recreation, which is the key. Once you see that it's not just competitive. I know when we started, we say how many Nigerians will win. We are giving out our money to foreigners, but you don't understand that along the way we are bringing thousands of Nigerians to keep fit, and we are making the nation healthier. So I don't think it's an investment that is wasted. It's an investment that is really portraying changing the lifestyle of Nigerians.
Well, I will come to you as regards economic impact of some of these races. I want to know if Access Bank Lagos City Marathon are there already, because one key thing we're seeing so far is the fact that for the first time, you are now paying to register. That definitely was something we'll talk about very shortly. But let's talk about what the start list is looking like. You did talk about Tanui herself. She actually won this. I'm talking Rona Jemkore, the Kenyan. She won this in 2017 and still maintains the best course race. It hasn't been beaten in 2 years. We're talking 2 hours, 37 minutes, 52 seconds.
That was a very impressive time by Rhoda, and it was, I think the conditions were right 3 years ago when she ran that. But I'm particularly looking at Ongori Phyllis. I think she's a Kenyan. She's run 2:24. Though that was about 5, 6, 7 years ago, but 2:24 is 6 seconds, 6 minutes faster than the course record. So if she can be anything close to her best, I think Phyllis Ongori will be a big problem for Rhoda, and that course record will be threatened this time. She's won the Rotterdam Marathon. She's won the silver in the World Half Marathon Championship. So that's an athlete a female athlete I'm particularly looking out for to see how well she can do in Lagos. And if the conditions are right, if we can get the race starting up at a good time, and then the sun is delayed in coming out, I think the runners will run very well.
All right, I think very importantly, Andy's already sticking his head now for a few of these athletes are coming through. But I would say Tigis Bedada, who comes through from Ethiopia, also the Ethiopians have actually dominated the women's section of the race, because we're talking to women at this point in time. Tigis was actually a second place finish in the 2018 edition, while Ayelu Abebe Hodofa from Ethiopia was a third place finisher in 2018. So it's all poised for an interesting outing, because I think, and this is just me, I'm not actually big on marathon, I would say. I love what I see there as it stands. But then before you and I get going here, because truth, we can just keep talking as regards the excitement of what today, we're going to head to the start. Chisom Bonrezogo is alive with us there. Let's get to know what is going down there.
So let's go that way, All right, hi Moses. I'm right here at the starting point at the Surulere Stadium. This is where the 2020 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is taking place. I can tell you that the organizers have said it will be bigger, better, tougher, and from the look of things here, it definitely looks like it will be bigger, better, tougher. If you look right behind me there, you can see the elite athletes already getting set to take off. I can tell you that we have some of the toughest and the best athletes from around the world. The Kenyans and the Ethiopians look like they are the ones that everybody's scared of. I have spoken to a few people around here, and they said to me that they are worried about those Kenyans and the Ethiopians. They have joked that they've just come here to escort them, which is the kind of energy you are getting here. $500,000 in total to be shared. Winner for both male and female will go home with $50,000, $40,000 and $30,000. So it's getting more prestigious. This silver label race that is happening here, 42.2 kilometers. And right here, now they're about to start. Everybody's getting ready to go. So back to you, Moses.
Okay, as things are, we have seen the edit athletes already. Everybody getting set to go for this one. And you'll be running commentary with Ralph Chidozie George, and I will listen very attentively because I know you all have a whole lot to say. So I'm going to hand over to Ralph Chidozie George, and of course, Andy will be joining him on commentaries as the race gets going.
A very good morning and welcome to this year's Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. All systems set to go here, and all the athletes, elite athletes in front, and everything is about to get going here. And it's a beautiful morning here in the city of Lagos, beautiful Saturday morning, and all in all is hoping for the best, that after this year's 2020 Lagos City Marathon, everyone is expecting that the gold label will be gotten. This is a silver label race. The world is focused on Lagos at the moment, and we're hoping for the start any moment from now. And we're expecting the best of starts. So they're just making sure that everything is okay before we get this race on the way. And of course, everyone is saying, run your race, run your race. And we'll be hoping that everyone right there will be running their race. Nearly 100,000 athletes getting set for this one in the city of Lagos. And this one also involves the defending champion, Sinta Yeu Legese Yunusu, right here in the city of Lagos. And that's where we go. Lagos City Marathon 2020 is on the way. The athletes have set, and they are going right there at the start point from the National Stadium in the city of Lagos. It is way we go for the Lagos City Marathon. And interestingly, the winner of the race in 2019, held on the 2nd of February 2019, is right here. And of course, I'm talking about Simfayehu Legese of Ethiopia, who won the race in 2 hours, 17 minutes and 28 seconds. And he is one of the athletes making it happen here in the city of Lagos 2020. Very interesting race we are to have here. And so the silver label gotten just after 3 years of this competition. And everyone is talking about the gold label to be gotten after this one. They are actually, organizing a gold label race that we are told. And so after this one, we hope that the IAAF will be according this one, the gold label, as expected. Let me welcome my co-commentator here, just joining me from the studio. And if you're an Olympian of repute, silver medalist and gold medalist at the Olympic. I beg your pardon. And Nefiok Udobong joins me on commentary. How are you doing, Nefiok?
I'm very well. Good morning, Ralph. And it's been a beautiful day, and the weather has been very good. And it's amazing, and we hope that we have good times. We've seen that Nigerians are coming out in their numbers. They're enjoying the race. And you just spoke about the labeling of the label of the race, and it's interesting to know because the IAAF has actually brought in new labeling, and this is a silver label race. We have platinum race, gold, silver, and bronze. And there are different things that we consider, and Nigeria has passed those tests to make it an elite race, and that's why it's a silver race that we are watching now.
Quite interesting, and we'll be hoping for the best at the end of this 2020 edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. And what are you expecting? In 2019, we had a brilliant runner, Simfayehu Legese, returning in 2 hours, 17 minutes and 28 seconds. Are you expecting a faster race this time?
Yeah, I'm expecting a very good race. I'm expecting, like I said, the weather is very good. So I'm actually expecting that.
And we have actually started this year's race earlier than we did in 2019, and so we are expecting a very fast race because the weather is very okay for marathon.
And this is something that is very critical in IAAF races and in the World Athletics now, as they now rename themselves. So Ralph, you can see that this pacing, do you have are you in support of this kind of pace racing to direct how the speed of the race will go?
Well, the job of the pacemaker is to make the race a fast one, and of course the winners are finishing in a time that will help in the chase for the label that everyone is talking about. So pacemaking brought here, and everyone is happy about it, and I think the racers, the runners will be happy about it also. And at the point in the race, the pacemaker will drop out, for the top runners to finish in good time, hopefully.
It's very early in the race, and we've just seen barely 5 minutes, and we have seen the Nigerians running, the competitive runners. We've seen the casual runners. So at this point in time, are you surprised about the number of athletes coming to run, given the fact that this is a paid race for the first time? They've been paid as much as $5,000 and 5,000 naira and $100 to participate in this competition.
Not surprised at all. Access Bank and Lagos City Marathon is becoming as big as everyone is expecting it to be after 5 years. This is where we have gotten, and we're hoping that the improvement will continue as the years go by. But this year, back to this race, the pacemaker still doing his job, and of course Lagos really coming alive at this point. And
yeah, I think I see that the pacemaker trying to control the race, but I think the runners there might feel that the pace is going too slow for him, and trying to going up there. So we can see that the pacemakers still trying to control the race. So the pacemakers are very experienced in controlling races. So sometimes when they tell you that this is the pace they are going, they have idea of how fast or how slow they want it to be. So we just see, you can see because guy, I think number 98 is trying to run to, that's Ken Kipkori. Is running towards the closer to the pacemaker, trying to increase the pace of the race. That may be a strategy on his part to disorganize the top runners in the race, and this sometimes happens because he's going to run again. So it's very difficult to keep to a pace when the top runners have dedicated that this is the pace we want to go. Sometimes slower runners will try to disorganize the pace.
And so, it's as always, everyone try to run their race. These ones are doing it for pleasure. Just having to keep fit.
Well, it's going to be a very long day for them if they continue to walk at this pace. This is 7 minutes into the race. They're just being escorted by the ambulance there, and I think so. This is crazy. Now this is the lead bunch here. The pacemaker is still now. The pace has increased, I think, a little bit, and we've seen an athlete coming in, and I don't think that's going to be. I think the referees might do something about that. They're just going to do something about that.
You expect this kind of things to happen when you're running a marathon, but we know those that are in the race, not those coming in from the outside and trying to keep pace with the front runners. But all the same, the pacemaker, is he quick enough?
Well, the pacemaker is an experienced runner, and it seems that he's been given, when you're a pacemaker, you're given a particular time that you're targeting, and they are going to run the pace based on that time they've been given. But I'm sure Ken Kipchoge, either he's running for the cameras to get his own 3 minutes of fame, or he's probably going to disorganize those behind. It might be a strategy. The number 1652 is coming up to the pace, so we may really, if a lot of runners are closer to the pacemaker, we may have a problem with the pacing. I think it's still bunched up at the point it is.
Lagos City Marathon 2020 happening here, and as you can see, the man that we thought will be gunning for it as a dropped back, and it is the pacemaker still making the pace, doing the job that he is brought here to do. He's been brought here to do. The Kenyan making sure that he makes the pace that everyone else follows. Lagos City Marathon in its 5th year. After 3 years, we're up to bronze, and after 4 we're up to the silver, and hopefully everything goes well. And the very interesting prize money also, $50,000 is what they are chasing for the first position.
At this stage of the race, we can see that a lot of ambitious local runners are still trying to keep up with the pacemakers, and I can see that this is the leading bunch, and the pacemaker seems to have been gathering momentum now, and then he's opening up a little bit of a gap, which is not always a very good thing. The leading runner should be a foot or two along with the pacemaker. So I think now he's trying to pull the runners along and push him, and maybe put more of a single file into the race and stop bunching them up. And that's how we now know, we determine a fast race and a slow race. When they are bunching up together, the race tends to go slower, and when they spread out, it comes a little bit faster.
And it's interesting that $20,000 have been put forward this year for as a bonus, for those that will give us a better times in returning in this race. So this athletes will be chasing that also.
Well, this is a moment for some of the Nigerian athletes that feel that they should have some camera time, and they have kept up with the athletes that are going. So that's fine. We can see Ken Kipchoge has dropped back to 4 or 5 places behind now. The pacemaker is really putting up the pace. That's probably what is expected of them.
Of course, the Access Bank and Lagos City Marathon. It's the biggest one-day event in the whole of Africa, and we're just hoping that everything goes as it is at the moment, with the athletes just having fun, running their races, and the pacemaker still doing his thing.
As they're coming down the mainland of this southern part of Lagos and going through running areas that it's predominantly traders and a lot of around the areas. What do you think about this as a showcase to Nigeria, the Lagos City Marathon? Does the marathon showcase the lifestyle, the culture, the city of Lagos in the way that we would like it to be, Ralph?
That's one of those things you talk about, tourism, and these athletes are coming to Nigeria, some of them for the very first time. They want to see how Lagos looks, and of course running through Ikorodu Road, especially, with how the traffic and all that, they get to see a whole lot about Lagos. Lagos is a buzzing city at every point in time, and so the culture of Lagos will be felt at every point and all that.
Yeah, you mentioned Ikorodu Road, and you must say that that's one of the busiest roads in the city of Lagos. So it's a very important. It's a very important landmark. It's a very important area in which they are running through, and the people of Lagos will feel this and will appreciate the pictures that they're seeing. That one of the busiest roads in Lagos of Ikorodu Road can be so empty and given to runners. It just shows you the significance in which the government of Lagos is taking sports and the runners in particular.
Most definitely. So the city of Lagos witnessing another year of a Lagos City Marathon, well supported by everybody, because this is also showcasing Nigeria, as a powerhouse in sports. Even though we don't have our athletes winning this race.
It's not all about winning. Participation, we enjoy the participation too. We enjoy the growth in culture. And we know that this is not our strong point, but this is 5 years into the race, into the marathon. We probably will win by the time we've done the marathon for 10 years. We will have gotten enough experience. And we have some of our athletes there determined to keep up with the pacemakers. And you can see them before lactic acid starts taking effect. You can see that these are the determined Nigerian athletes. And though we just done it just a quarter of an hour, we can see that they are really, really determined to make sure that they put up a good showing. Ralph.
Putting up a good show. At the moment, the race is still between the front runners and the chasing pack just behind. So we have two front runners at the moment keeping pace with the pacemaker. And so it's beginning to divide now. The chasing pack are just behind, not too far away from the front runners.
The pacemaker, Bernard Chicher, on his own right, is a very established runner too. He's run the 5,000 meters, he's run the 10,000 meters in competitions. He's run a couple of half marathons and marathons in his career. So he's an experienced man and he really knows what to do. But I think Ken Kip Curry, the number 8, with the number 8 beep, seems to have something on his mind. He's taking over the pacing. The pacemaker doesn't seem to be able to keep up with him. This might really disorganize the rhythm at which the runner is running, because he's expecting the pacemaker to give him a pace, and the pacemaker seems to be not to be very regular in his pacing. It goes fast at a while, goes slow at a while. So I don't think that they had a discussion before the race knowing what to pace, because when you pace, you want to know every kilometer what time you go. So I do not know what the organizers or what the top runners had given to the pacemaker, and if the pacemaker is capable of running such a pace for them.
So some time back, a little bit of discussion, a little bit of a chit-chat, pacemaker must be saying. And this is now the chasing pack, playing a little bit of catch-up at the moment with the two front runners.
This is the chasing group, and we have Chala, who is one of the athletes we expect to win here, but he's in the chasing group. So is it that they feel that the pace has got out too fast for them and they decide to keep up their own rhythm? Because we have a field of very established athletes and that's chasing group there. So they probably might decide that, look, when the pacemakers are going on their own, they'll keep up there. I think they're about 3-4 seconds behind at this point of the race. So that's perfectly okay for them. But in terms of the physics of it all, trying to get people to break out in the air resistance and everything, I think they should be closer to the pacemakers at this point in time.
All right, just so two keep it pace with the pacemaker, and then the chasing pack there. You can see Chala and all the others are in the chasing the pack at the moment. And so as they move on and on, day breaking in Lagos started quite early at dawn, and so we're beginning to see more light as they race through Ikorodu Road.
Yeah, and we must say that the male and female races are going on here, and with time too, I have with me the bronze medalist in the Commonwealth Games, the female professional athlete, retired athlete, Tonya Iworima. She'll be joining us in the commentary sometime along the race to give us a perspective of what the females are feeling in running a marathon.
All right, so when we get to see the women runners who bring Iworima on, but at the moment it's still the same. Nothing has changed with the two front runners, and of course the chasing pack are not too far away behind. Lagos City Marathon. At the beginning, the very first edition, we had over 50,000 runners taking part, and by the time we got to the second edition, over 100,000 runners, just as it is this year. In February 2019, we had over 100 runners, and as you can see, the pacemakers are asking them to keep pace with him, take it easy, you know.
You really need to take it easy. It's 18 minutes you're going. You have almost, you're going to run for another 2 more hours. So it's something that they always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. And some people don't have the patience in mind, of the mindsets to know that they have to strategize their race and conserve their energies, evenly distributed along the whole 42.1 kilometers.
And so the pacemaker asking that man that just come from nowhere to please.
No, well, we don't even really need to bother about all those. We will have the odd couple of notorious people coming in, but the organizers are well informed, and the technical crew are totally professional. So you will have to pass some. You have to pass chips to record each kilometer or each area you pass. So there's no form of cheating or no form of abnormality that will be tolerated in the race.
You can be sure that that man just came out of his compound, out of his house, joined the race. Still the same with it. The Lagos City Marathon. Of course, the general manager of the marathon, Yusuf Ali, said the next target is to go for gold label and then the platinum label. Very confident that after the 2020 race, he will be getting the gold label because this race of 2020 is a gold label organized race, and so we'll be hoping for the best. Are you hoping the same?
Yeah, I'm actually hoping to, as the runners go through Obanikoro area, and I'm telling you that they are going to soon get into the third mainland bridge, which is going to be a 15-kilometer stretch across some of the biggest, the longest bridge in West Africa, and that's a good landmark. But as you're talking about the label, I think they are meeting the criteria. One of the criteria was to have it a live event from the beginning to the end, and that's what we're having here. They have to do some little things to make sure that we meet the World Athletics criteria of getting labels. But at silver label in just a short time, it's something that we are very proud about.
And so, stay going through, and as soon they would make a detour through Anthony, headed for the bridge, the third mainland bridge. And that's when you get to enjoy the race more, because the sea breeze, coming on.
Separate the boys from the men.
Exactly.
And you can see Chala there now has moved up to the pacemaker. And I told you that the chasing group now has caught up with the leading group, and Chala's there as they move through one of the most iconic parts of the race, and that's the third mainland bridge. It's a grueling straight road of 15 kilometers, and it takes a lot of the athletes to go there. Nothing you see but the sea, like you say, the sea breeze of the Gulf of Guinea as they go through that.
Quite interesting. The athletes at the camaraderie, sharing a bottle of water, and it looks so nice to see. And now the chasing pack have caught up with the two front runners earlier on, and so we have a whole lot now in front runners, keeping pace with the pacemaker. And you're wondering if the ladies are also in the race, and soon we'll hope to see if there is any girl in front leading the race for the ladies. And soon we'll be finding out that we're still with the chasing pack.
Yeah, we can see now there's a little ladies in the bunch of some men there, and the ladies are coming in through. There's 23 minutes into the race, and
can identify the lady Tanui right there, as well as Winnie.
So we have Tanui running there, and she's going there with Winnie, the Kenyan, and those are very, very established athletes, and they are actually moving up very well. We have moving through.
See what it is at this park, and not the front runners. We got them. They are in different groups, as it were, chasing pack. The ones that are behind the chasing pack and all that. But Tanui seems to be quickening her pace as the leading woman in the women's race at the moment. Anyway, let's go back to the men now, the front runners. No one is a pushover at this point, and they're just allowing the pacemaker to do his thing and keeping pace with him. And it's really interesting, Anyofio.
We still have a bunch of people at this point of the race, and you can see that shows that it's really a manageable race, because when we still have lots of athletes, we still have I could see maybe 20-25 athletes still bunch up. We still see that it's a comfortable pace as it is. The pacemaker has been a little bit irregular in his pace, and probably that's due to the presence of Kupkuri that had tried to push him faster. But I think he's experienced enough to know that the pace is expected to run, and I'm hearing that we're looking at 2 hours 15 minutes in this race for the men, and that will be probably would be a new course record if that is run.
That is chopping off 2 minutes from the 2019 winner, 2 hours 17 minutes and 28 seconds in that 2019. You can see Sang being the top runner at the moment. Others are following closely. Looks like the athletes have decided that I don't want to be far behind the leading runner, so let me stay as close as I can be, and then just wait for a slip for the course record, and 2 hours 15 seconds, 15 minutes and 4 seconds.
Okay, as they go into the third mainland bridge, they're about to get the foot of the bridge. 2 minutes 15 seconds, 0.04, run by Abraham Kipkrotich from France in the year 2018 edition. That's the course record for men. The lady Rhoda, who is supposed to be in this race, we haven't spotted her yet. She ran 2:37.52 in 2017, and that's the course record. And what we saw there, we saw the Tanui, the female, running up, and she's a 227 runner, 225 at her best, Tanui. So she has every capability to shatter the course record.
Lagos City Marathon on your World of Champions, super sport across the continent of Africa. And so it's becoming a very bright morning in the city of Lagos. And Shani, if you would have loved to run this race with such a beautiful weather.
I doubt it, Ralph. I would have loved to run the beginning of the race, the first 400 meters. I would have been very good, pretty good at that.
That's why we have a different runners for this one. But we've got 10 kilometers a race also to come, and so Lagos City Marathon, well diversified for everybody. Whichever race you want to run, you run. There's a pleasure race also. So you can see with the effect of the cold weather in Lagos at the moment.
Yeah, as the day is beginning to break and dawn, we are moving through. The athletes are actually moving through the suburbs of Lagos. Like I said, they're getting through. This is what they call the Bagada area, and it's an area for the middle class. You go in there and get into the Third Mainland Bridge, and that's where I believe that the race will iron out. The weather is cool. The weather is nice. We will have a maximum of 34 degrees and then about 88% humidity today. So it's actually very good. We're not at the maximum yet. It's a little bit cooler than that now. So very good for the athletes now. Okay, see now that's Mutai from Kenya. He's broken up. I don't think the pacemaker is very steadfast in his pacing. He's not affected by what the athletes are telling him to do or how they're telling him to run. He's very, very steady in how he's running.
Mutai urging him on, urging all the athletes on. Let's go. He seems to be telling the pacemaker.
Okay, that comes back. Ken Kipkori. He's taking the hat off now. I think he's moving in with Chala. The pacemaker seems to be falling behind pace now. He's got to keep in front. He's got to keep in front. Or the athletes have got to believe him. And that's the key. The key is trust. If you trust is doing the pace you want, no matter how it goes, you must keep to him. So there's a key element of trust in this race. Do you have the confidence? Do you have the confidence of the pacemaker? I think some of the more experienced athletes may not have the confidence, because to be a pacemaker, you have to be steady in your pace. It's been fast and slow, it's been sporadic, and I think people like Chala want to take the bulls by the horns and take over the running of the race.
So Chala might have had enough, and says he wants to break away at this point, and is that allowed?
Well, it's allowed. You don't have to follow the pacemaker. The pacemaker is an internal thing, and you can run your race as you want to run it. If you feel he's not going fast enough for you, because each athlete has their targets. Some of them even have Olympic qualification online. Some of them have lots of targets, personal bests. So you wouldn't allow anybody to dictate how you're going to run. So the pacemaker is just there to help you,
guide and
rearrange.
So this is surely a good marathon to get a qualifying time. We're headed straight for Third Mainland Bridge. Not quite yet. That's what we are almost headed for at the moment. And so
when you run the road,
quite interesting.
There's some kind of things you look at for the topography, the weather, the wind. And running at sea level is always something very important to get good times. And I must say that with the Olympics just about 7 months away, this may be a very good time for some athletes to get closer to qualify early, get that pressure off the way, and then go out the rest of the season very relaxed.
All right, I'm sure you like to look at the ladies also there.
And we
have the Tanui still right in front there.
And we say Rhoda Corey Tanui. She's a course record holder. She's won this race 3 years ago, and she's heading the bunch of ladies there. So she's an experienced runner here. She knows the course. She loves the course. She loves Lagos. She's at 29. I think she's really still close to her best.
Very good age for a marathoner, and of course marathoners that can go out and on of the 35 and still keeping the pace and winning races around the world. And Tanui right there. Let's go back to the men's race, and it is still the same. Pacemaker doing his job, but some athletes have had enough and decided to break away. Interesting to have people lining the street to look at these athletes, see the athletes from all over African continent and enjoying the race of the Lagos City Marathon. And you can see the pedestrian bridge and lots of people up there watching this Lagos City Marathon. Beautiful Saturday morning in the city of Lagos. Done 33 minutes already. Still a long way to go.
It's a long journey. It's a marathon, and that's in every sense of the word. It's a marathon. Literally, it's a marathon. Physically, it's a marathon. Emotionally, it's a marathon. And they have to go through all these things. You just have to keep your focus for the whole 2 hours of the race, 2 hours and plus whatever it takes. And now they've stepped into the Third Mainland Bridge, and this is the foot of the bridge, and you will see at this point in time, because the athletes can see the whole stretch of the road, and it can be very, very discouraging. You have to be mentally strong to get through this.
But if I'm an athlete, I'll really enjoy running on the Third Mainland Bridge, especially at this time. Mutai, Chala, Sabella, all in the front runners.
A lot of runners have come in here, and we're seeing a more elite kind of runners in the race for this year. And we do have Cosmos Kievea, we have Raymond Betts, we have Bernard Sang, we have Yami Daddy. These are some of the top athletes in world athletics and in Africa. So that might be it might be a very good time to get the course record.
Of course, Mike Mutai, one of the front runners. Let's go back to the ladies and take a look at how far behind they are or how much progress they are making. And look at Tanui, Winnie. Winnie is the lady in front. A drink of water will be very good enough at this point also. So
we have a group of about 7 ladies that are doing good time, and like I told you, they're still together, and they still so nobody has a move yet at trying to shatter this odds.
And soon, very soon, someone is going to make that break. So the ladies are having a great run, not too far behind the men.
You can see the experience of Tanui. She doesn't seem to be putting too much energy. She very experienced runner, 56th ranked in the world. She seems to be taking it easy. She knows the course, like I said earlier. She's been here for 3 years. She's a winner, course record holder. So I think she'll know where to put up, where to go fast, where to change pace. And some other very intelligent runners will be taking the cue from her.
Definitely. Winnie still in front of. Got a few men keeping pace with the ladies also.
Phil Zongori there is also running with the ladies, and somebody that we expect to do very well. And just behind there, you can see that's Analem Holdawera. She's wearing beep number 81. She's a very good, very useful athlete in her day. So one of the big keys of getting a good label, or getting the platinum, the gold, the silver label in your races, is to have equal prizes for men and women. And do you think that that's fair when you're considering the number of the interest in the sports? Is that justified, the equal prize, Ralph?
Well, that's what everyone is clamoring for in the world of sports at the moment. We saw the footballers clamoring for that, and so why not the marathoners? They're running the same race. It's 42 kilometers. They are running the same race. So why not get equal amount? It doesn't matter if the men have finished stronger, or it should be.
Well, that's a good thing with gender equality, this new age. The world is changing, and we have seen that Winnie, Tanui are still the leading pack of the women race. And they are also going to head into the third mainland bridge in a couple of minutes, and we can see over half an hour gone, and the race is still together. We still have people bunched up together, trying to make sure that they finish the race in good state. The women, we have about 8 of them together, 8 of them bunched up together, and hopefully this is going to try to better the course record. But I can see Tanui doesn't seem to be so bothered about the course record. I think the primary objective for most of the athletes first is the $50,000 prize money. I think I would have been very motivated by such a prize money, one of the biggest prize money in African road running, in fact in African athletics.
And that's why it is the biggest one-day event in a marathon in Africa at the moment, the Lagos City Marathon, and lots of other monies coming in as encouragement. We talked about the $20,000 of those that finish strong enough and all that. So it's all making Lagos City Marathon, a marathon of note in the world.
Now back to the men's race, and now. Yeah, like I told you, when we get to the bridge, we'll see people trying to break up through. Chala, like I said, a very useful runner, and then Kip Corey, they are breaking up in the front. The pacemaker probably seems lost. He's either done his job, probably, or he's out of it totally. So we're moving now to a point where it's those that can run, and they can run well, that will take the bridge to be a challenge. Now, the third mainland bridge, it's a landmark that brings together the city of Lagos, the mainland and the island, and when you have to stop 20 million people from commuting, that's a big thing you're doing for athletics.
Well, it's a Saturday morning, so 2-3 hours or even 4 hours, because the roads were closed quite early at around 4 a.m. Nigerian time, very early. And so if you stop people from commuting at the third mainland bridge for say 4 hours, it's still okay. Part of them will be at home to enjoy the race on the World of Champions.
Yes, enjoy the race on the World of Champions. And these are champions all in their own rights, in their respective rights, trying to be the champion of the Lagos City Marathon for 2020. And I had a little my suspicions on Korea and his intentions on running, but he seems to be determined to take this race out, and he's keeping up his speed. As an athlete, I see that he is not very regular. He's irregular in his strides. I'm having more confidence in Chala behind him, taking the more consistent stride. but he seems to have a lot of energy and a lot of strength.
That's what it is. And so you can see what Nephew has been talking about, the stretch, 15 kilometers stretch of the third mainland bridge. Lagos, the lagoon, the ocean, everyone converging on this point, making Lagos what it is. And that's the stretch we're talking about.
Well, Ken Curry, number 90, with the number 98, seems like an unofficial pacer. He's been looking back to see where the pace is, or is he just looking back to see where his biggest opponents are? I had suspicions about him initially, but I think he's in for the long run. I think he's determined to win this race. As they go down the stretch in the third mainland bridge, we have the city of Yaba to their right, and we have the city of Lekki to their left in the distance. So they'll be passing through, seeing the beautiful silhouettes of the University of Lagos, which is one of the premier universities in Nigeria. On their left-hand side, they'll be seeing silhouettes of Ikoyi and getting towards there. So it's a good view. A lot of water they'll be seeing. They'll be seeing the lagoon, but I don't think the athletes are here for the sightseeing. I don't think they're here for their tourism potential. I think they're all here for some business. Some dollars, I must add.
Oh, definitely. For that kind of amount, and if not that yours sincerely is here running commentary alongside yourself, I would have been there trying to.
Oh, Ralph, I know you're a very established marathoner. I'm sure you run a kilometer or two in your life before.
I never ran the race. But all the same, for such amount, you'll be tempted to do it. But it's quite interesting. Lagos City Marathon.
We're talking about running the race. I will just talk about a little bit. Number 165 is going out forward. Is he in the lead now? Is he picking up? Some people have different targets. He may have the target of just 15 kilometers. Some have a target of 20 kilometers. Some have a target of being seen on TV worldwide, all over the world, billions of viewers.
You might just ask, will he be able to maintain the pace that he has just and the distance that he has opened up between him and the chasing pack? So because he's in front now and we're beginning to have the chasing pack.
Well, I wouldn't blame him. He's got some minutes of airtime to put up on his Instagram page, so that's very good for him. He'll use that on YouTube. And probably some happy sponsors there too. His running form is probably like running very well, like a professional runner, and we just can't get his name down there. He probably might be one of the favorites for this race, and if it goes at this pace, I tell you, he's going for a course record.
Well, it's quite opening up some distance.
You know, one thing about opening up a distance, and no matter how bad you are, once the distance is far enough, fast enough, long enough, you probably have a chance to win, no matter how slow you're a runner, because the others start to panic at a point.
Hey, you might have one race wonder, and so it might be one of them. But we'll just try to figure out, because you don't know his name at this point. If he wins the race, his name will be known all over the world. Sometimes it's like that. Quite a distance. He's nearly 50 meters. He's opened up.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, that by the time you start seeing others panic, other people panic, and then we start getting through. So he's run faster. He's been going. He's pushing forward. He doesn't seem to be tiring out. He seems to be running very, very well. So I think he's actually here for the race. He's here for the 50,000. I tell you.
That would be very nice to have someone totally not. If he can do this, this will be quite something for him, and quite impressive race for him. But it's quite impressive the way he's good at the moment.
No, in the marathon, you need people to push you on to run with. It's almost like cycling in the Tour de France or any kind of competition. You have your teammates that help you gather through. But if he goes on at this pace, he's going to go almost 28 kilometers on his own, and that, in any sense of the word, is an impressive run.
And so, on the third mainland bridge, that's where we are having this break.
Ralph, I tell you, this is 100 meters he's giving them now, and that's really, really very impressive.
It is. And what's
he's decided. I think the pace was too slow for him. He's decided to take it on. You know, when you've trained so much, you know how well you're running. You know what pace is good for you. You know where your heart starts to tell. You know where your muscles start to give in. But when he's done 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and he says, look, I don't feel anything. I can actually push it further. And like I told you, the weather was very good. It's been inclement. It's been very nice. And it's better to take advantage before the sun comes out.
It's better to take advantage before the sun comes out. And that's what this man has done. A man in bib number 165 who will really confirm his name for you. So they must have done a whole lot, maybe 10 kilometers of the third mainland bridge, and soon they will be descending and going off the bridge.
So this is impressive. Impressive bit of running.
Very impressive bit of running. Meters, almost, if not more. About 200 meters.
He keeps opening up. He keeps he's consistent. His hands are going in a very conservative mode. His legs are moving in, and we've been having. He's running well. He's bouncing right, and over the course of the year, here we've been talking about shoes in the world athletics and how well the shoes help you to run. But I think he's going very consistent on a very good pair of shoes there, and he.
Just close to 50 minutes of the Lagos Marathon race.
He's going through at about an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 5 minutes. Would have done the half marathon. And if he has this gap halfway through the race, I don't really see anybody coming up to him. I mean, to get him, you have to change your rhythm. And I can see Chala behind trying to say, look, this is getting too much. I think I got to do something. He's making a sprint, and that will disturb your energy system. But you have to do something. You have to make a change.
Yeah, you just can't sit back and watch this man open up distance. So you got to do something.
He probably must have watched. He probably must have watched for a minute or two, and say that, look. He probably must have watched and say, look, he's gonna stop. He's gonna give in. Or this is not for real. And then, he never stopped. So Chala, I think it's his Chala behind, trying to say, look, we got to do this. Now, you know, this is a race predominantly that has been dominated by the Ethiopians, and there's been a rivalry between the Ethiopians and the Kenyans, and the Ethiopians have been doing something, winning this race. So I think the Kenyans now have decided that, look, we got to have this race back in Nairobi.
I said they'll be hoping for that. But this man is not relenting at all. But I think his pace is slowing down gradually.
Well, yes, one of the signs of an athlete showing fatigue is the form. Form is the first casualty of fatigue in athletics, and you can see his form is not as smooth as it was initially, and he's constantly looking back. That's another sign of fear when you start looking back in the race. If you're confident what you're doing, you keep going. And I think he's looking back, trying to see not only how far he is from the rest, but who really is his main challenger. And I'm telling you, they know themselves and they know who are the fastest ones on the pack.
I think in a race where you still have about an hour and say 10-15 minutes to go, you're looking back and to see. I don't think that's
well, it's his strategy. He's gone.
Strategy. Okay.
We say he's dropping off, but you cannot say he's losing pace. You have to look at it relative to the others. The others may be losing pace faster than he is losing pace. And from what I see now, he's more than 200 meters in front of the chasing pack. That's an impressive bit of running there.
Incredible race being run by this man. It's all still on the 3rd mainland bridge, very iconic bridge, spanning 15 kilometers. And so I thought the front man is beginning to even lose the sight of the chasing pack. This is some distance in Ethiopia. I can't believe this.
It's impressive, and unfortunately, we don't know who he is yet. He looks like Raymond Betts or Bernard Sang, but I can't give that for certain. But amazingly, we're going back to the women, and the women now are deep in the 3rd mainland bridge, and we can see the defending champion there still leading the pack, and she's there. Nobody is really taking the gauntlet. We have a leading pack of 4 or 5 ladies there.
Not like the men's race where someone decided to break away almost 300 meters. But the ladies are still keeping close to each other with Tanui, Winnie still in front, and Cherub. Also, these are the 3 ladies in front with 2 behind. They have Cherub, Tanui, and Winnie, the front runners. So it's 54 minutes and seconds gone into the race, and the ladies are also on the 3rd mainland bridge. Definitely, they are not just too far away from the men. Let's take a look at where the men are. Chala also breaking away from those the pack chasing now, and so Chala has opened up 50 meters, but Chala is like 300 meters away from the front runner.
But I told you, Chala had tried to break up once he saw that the leader has this, but I think
there you have him.
This is half a kilometer gap. He's really pushing it out through now. He's keeping up. He's not relenting. He's pushing. At the moment the chasing pack lose sight of him, I think that's when we can say it's almost over, because then you can't really know what's going on. So the winning, the $50 is in his court now. He's $50,000. He's in control of that now.
At the moment, yeah. At the moment, he's is in the lead, and so if we have an undulating sort of a course, they would have lost sight of him, but because of this
at the 3rd mainland bridge, and I told you the 3rd mainland bridge is a critical part of this race. That's where we see most winners and the winners and the losers in the race. And he may I'm trying to get his name. It seems you can't recognize him, Bernard Betts or Raymond Sang. He is someone that seems to know this race. I believe he's come to this course, he's come to this marathon before, and he knows that this is where you must make your move. You must make your move here. Impressive bits of running, impressive.
And he has made not just a move, but an incredible move. At 56 seconds, he's opened a half a kilometer lead. And if you don't close up this gap on the 3rd mainland bridge, it might be difficult to do that.
It's incredible. He's putting it. Ralph, I'm not a betting man, but if I was a betting man, I'll tell you that this is your race winner you're looking at now.
But it's really looking good at this moment. But then we just hope that it doesn't run out of steam. It keeps the pace as it is at the moment, and then if it keeps this pace, then
we say that. I think a producer has told me that he's put a beer on him not winning it, and I'm going to take him on the challenge.
If you take that beer, you can run a kilometer. So forget the beer at the moment. It's a beautiful Lagos Marathon we are witnessing on this beautiful Saturday morning in the city of Lagos. Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. That's what it is. And this edition might just be the edition that will produce a gold label at the end of it. And
at this point, we've gone over 20 kilometers, and then we're going, or close to 20 kilometers, I would say, about 17, 8, no, which will be close to 20 kilometers. And I would like to know how fast he's pushed up in the last kilometer, because I'm seeing a very, very professional athlete here. Someone that has known where he's going to run, how he's going to run, and what he's going to do. He has dismantled the field. He has destroyed the field. And if he does this going up the third mainland bridge, it's very, very difficult to get up. Because the other parts of the race have lots of sightseeing, lots of buildings, lots of things that push away the wind and give you a clearer view of running. This is where he has to.
And looking back, like you said the other time, it's never a good sign, but all the same, he won't mind at this moment. If
he looks back, he doesn't see anybody, he'll be encouraged about that.
He will just be wondering, where are the others? But this is interesting to behold, really. And if it does go on this way and finish, he will be, he would have taken his bath before others come in.
I think he'll have a cup of tea before they arrive.
Great race this man is running. Let's just see where the ladies are at the moment. There they are. We'll pick them from the shoes up. Still the same group of ladies. Tanui, Winnie, Tanui, Cherub. We've got just the front runners still.
Cherub Jamutai, you can see her there.
I think he also has a.
She was a track athlete, ran the 5,000 meters at the World Junior Championships. So she's a pretty useful runner. She's on her best. She ran 2 hours 22 minutes, and I'm talking about Cherub there. So she's a contender there. She's won the Boston Marathon, which is a very impressive marathon too, on 2 occasions. So that's a very good race there. Rhoda Tanui, like I said, top 100 in the world, 56 ranks, course record holder. She championed 2 years ago. She's going to be wanting to get her crown back. Lost it last year. A very friendly and amicable lady, if you meet her. But she seems to have put on a pound or 2. I don't know if she needed that to run faster.
But at the moment, she's not complaining about the pounds that she has added. Still a great race for the ladies that they are running. Cherub, Winnie, Tanui, Friday.
Yeah, number 95 there is Badada. She's an Ethiopian lady. She's behind Tanui. And that's a very good position to put yourself behind a leading runner, just to get the wind off your face and to use her as a pace if you have the energy to sprint out. Unlike the men, no one is breaking out on the third mainland bridge. Is it too early to call, or are they more experienced in running this, or more calculated?
I think they're very calculative. They just set at the starting point. We're surely going to see, one or two of them break it away. Is it Winnie? Is Winnie planning to do that? All right, looks like just spreading out for the water point. A drink of water will be good enough at this point. It's always good to share between Winnie and Tanui.
We've passed the hour mark on the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, and we will soon start having the excitement of
Don't forget on the World of Champions, special Ultimate Love kicks off tomorrow, and it promises to be very exciting. You know, if you enjoyed a Big Brother coming from Lagos, Nigeria, you will surely enjoy Ultimate Love from the city of Lagos, and that's the newest reality show, you know, starting tomorrow. Don't miss it on your World of Champion 198. That's where you'll be enjoying all that. Ultimate Love it is. Just find a wife, and things are happening really, and there'll be a mega traditional
Ralph,
wedding.
are you coming for your third or fourth wife? And
okay, no comment on that. We've done 1 hour and 2 minutes. This man is still keeping his pace, and the race he's running is massive.
So you can see the chasing pack, and then
Man to the left. There's a man taking one out.
All right, if you listening to us and saying this run and not having his name, we apologize for that. And just before the race runs out, we'll surely get his name for you, because we looked at the long list of elite athletes, and his name we can find there, his bib number we can find, but surely we'll get his name for you. Apologies for that. And so he's left the third mainline bridge, running through, going towards Deja Dele in the city of Lagos.
Yeah, so I told you, once he comes down from the bridge and he enters into Ikoyi, going through Osborne Road, and that is a highbrow area of Lagos, and at that point in time, I tell you, really, and I'm going to have my beer for my producer, that he's the winning.
At that point in time, that bet, we're going to bet. I want to win something off you, because this man, I'm going to bet on this man actually. When it gets off at this point, it's no longer a stretch, and so it will be difficult for the other runners to see him, and he can see them either, and so that's what it is. Who's the benefit will it be if he can see those that are chasing him and he can see them?
So that's it. You can follow us on Twitter at Lagos Marathon. Anything you do, you put hashtag Lagos Marathon, hashtag Lagos Marathon.
Make it trend. Hashtag Lagos Marathon. Make it trend. Make it trend. Make it trend. Hashtag Lagos Marathon.
So he's gone through the half marathon at 1 hour and 4 minutes. That's impressive time. That could win some half marathon races.
Incredible.
And if he goes at the same pace, we're looking at 2 hours, 8-10 minutes. That's going to shatter this course record.
So he's done 21 kilometers already. And then he'll still to be met here.
It will be impressive to know how many minutes he is ahead of Chala, who I believe, I want to believe, is the closest to him, almost about a kilometer or half a kilometer behind. But he's just shattering the field. He's just shattering for you.
Really shattering the field.
Impressive running from the Kenyan.
Very impressive, and I must say. And so the fans are cheering him. Spectators are interested. More and more have come out to see the runners.
So at this point in time, I'll just like to give it to a lady in the house to speak on it. Otonye was a triple jumper, but she's been doing a lot of running, 5 and 10 kilometers over the past year. So she may have a word or two to say about how impressive this run is.
Maybe I'll just ask, why are you not in the race?
I'm not in the race because I'm here.
All right, that's a smart one. So what's your impression so far?
I think he has left and he has just given those people the gap of the race. So let us see what he can do. My hope is that he can keep that pace and he can make it. But like you said, if I have to bet on him, I will bet on him. Yes,
what about the ladies? Winnie, can we cheer up?
I think part of the problem they're having is that there's nobody to push them. But I see that they're still keeping the pace. Tenui, yes, like you said, she's not a newcomer to this event. She's a course record holder. We have Cherub, yes. We have Winnie also going, and they're still keeping. So I say the the prize is going to go to this group of people. If nothing happens, if they don't break out, but we still have a bit of way to go, so we might still have a breakout at some point.
All right. What race are this men Friday?
Well, I would think that they will be pacing the ladies. If I were one of those ladies, I would be using them to pace myself. But the ladies look like they're actually running more than them. They're actually running more than them, so they are not pacing. So they're probably trying to help, but you can see that they are not doing a very good job of it at this point in time. But the ladies are much more experienced, so they know what they're doing. So they are just, like you said, there are 60 minutes of fame here. So if you stay with the ladies, they are the ones that look odd one out.
All right, you just look at Winnie Chepko-Real. Winnie, her best marathon was at the Venlo Half Marathon. She did in 2016, where she finished second in 1 hour 11 minutes and 27 seconds. So that's been her best. And so coming in 2017, she did the Valencia Marathon, of course, in finishing third in 2 hours 27 minutes and 18 seconds. So she might be prove faster this time, but I'm talking about Winnie.
Yes, she should be one of the favorite. That's a good time. But we're seeing that Tanui is still keeping the pace. She has a better personal best in this. But let us see. Like we said, that the weather is really good. We had very cool weather, and it is something that you can take advantage of, because with this type of weather, you don't lose that much sugar and salt. You don't sweat that much. So it's something you can use to actually improve your pace, improve your course record.
Very interesting. Thanks very much. And of course, from time to time we'll get the impression about it. But let's get back to what it is at the moment. None of the ladies want to take the initiative to break up.
Well, I believe that they are comfortable with just having 3, 4, 5 of them. There's some marathoners that know they have strong finish, and they will depend on that. You just have to keep the pace with the leading group, and you finish strongly. But at the moment, I see more of a race in the ladies competition than I do in the men's competition. And Sherop, like I told you, this is an experienced runner. I mean, you've gone to Boston, you've won twice, so you believe that you can do that. Tanui, I'm the defending champion, Rhoda. That's one-time defending champion, I would say, and the course record holder. So she has the belief that she can do it. Winnie there on current form, one of the fastest in the field, and I think she can do that.
It looks like you've concluded that the men's race is almost complete, but you can see it is no longer the 300 kilometers that he opened up earlier on, because there is somebody that is chasing.
Yeah, I do, and we can see from the pictures there, he's past the 23-kilometer mark, and then there's someone coming closer. But how much energy has been expended during that time in trying to close that gap,
exactly.
that's going to tell through the final part of the race. So here, he's coming down the bridge, coming into, like I said, on his right now, he's the lots of sightseeing, the lots of distractions. You've conquered the Gulf, you conquered the lagoon. We're now into Ikoyi proper. And I think it's Chala. It seems to be Chala. We don't have a very good shot of him here, but he seems to be closing in.
It's a sprint.
He's been sprinting. I don't believe that he will have the power or the energy in reserve to take up who our mystery arena leader is.
And so it is something really interesting, having to sprint to catch up with the man that has opened such a distance gap, and we'll be looking at what kind of energy that he has conserved to keep up the pace that he has been running in final chase.
Yes, Ralph, I'll tell you, like, as an experienced athlete, I'll tell you that I ran the 400 meters, and it's not unlike the marathon. It's something you have to pace yourself. And the moment you disorganize your pace in any part of the race, you're disorganizing your race.
I actually saw you chase real hot in 2000.
Yes, thanks for the memories. And if Chala has any disorganization in his race plan, then he's in for a very, very long finish.
Very long finish indeed. Well, he's not happy that someone is now closing up the gap that he opened. A thumbs up for somebody at his side. They must have been hailing him. That's what it is. Interesting scenes.
It can be a psychological battle, I tell you. At this point in time, it's more of a psychological battle. He goes out, he says, let me disorganize them. Chala may be sprinting and say, look, let me give you something to think about, that someone is behind you. So it might be a psychological battle. You can see his pace has dropped, but obviously we don't know if the others, their pace have dropped too. But I still feel he's comfortable enough at this point in time. We have another landmark bridge to cross, and when we cross that Ikoyi Lekki bridge with a very beautiful sights, the beauty of the bridge might spur him on.
Indeed, side of that beautiful bridge that somebody said, let this bridge not fall. The way movie makers are really, every movie you watch, you have a scene from that bridge. Okay, we're hoping to see that bridge much later as they close up on it. Still going through.
Yeah, I think they're going down. We have the Dolphin Estate on your right. They are going through, getting into Osborne Road. It's still quite a distance. You have almost 17 kilometers to run, but it's quite impressive how he ran the 3rd mainland bridge, and I keep on saying that that's the toughest part of this race, and it's totally on sea level. So he's monopolized the race, he's monopolized the TV cameras. So I think his sponsors will be very happy about that, and this is a good way, good tactics in which to get all the attention you need. And if he doesn't win this race, he can know that he's won airtime.
He has really monopolized the race, like you said. That's the word. At least in the last 5-6 kilometers, he has really monopolized the race, and that's very, very interesting for him. This is a race he will live to remember, no matter what happens at the end.
Well, especially what happens at the end, because if he doesn't win, he will remember it. If he wins, he definitely will remember it.
They will be regretting. So, one man leading the race up to this point.
I think it's an impressive bit of running, and at this point in time, I'd just like to discuss and say, look, how has Lagos Access Bank Lagos City Marathon grown over the past 5 years? What are the changes have you seen? Have you seen impressive? Have Nigerians come to embrace running as a culture? We embrace this, because at the start there were criticism that Nigerians never win. Ralph, what do you think? Are Nigerians happy about this event taking place in Lagos?
Well, it is all over around the world winning these races. And so you organize the marathon, you organize for the Kenyans or the Ethiopians to win.
Well, I think it's a good source of income for their country. It's a good revenue building, because $50,000 is going to go to the Kenyan economy. So as we move in now, it's amazing he's still there, and Nigerians will look at this and say, why can't we do this? Why can't we run this way? Why is it so difficult for us to do this? It's not only about our physiology, not about our weather. We do have Nigerians that really, we are a nation of a variety. We have Nigerians that feel like this, look like this, and live in high altitudes too.
Of course, we have the Mambila Plateau, we have the Jos Plateau, and maybe someday, because of the athletes are marathon running, is not something you build in one day.
So has Access Bank City Marathon done anything to change that view with Nigerians?
Oh, definitely. At least, if not, the ladies have done a halfway or so, 1:15. Make it 1:16 as it is, just a couple of seconds away. And so it is still the same for the ladies. None has taken the initiative to say, I want to break out. I want to break free from this pack.
Yeah, steady running, but this steady running is they're still guided towards the course record, because that will take me at 2:30, 2:31, and the course record is 2:37. So I actually believe that we're going to break the course record in both races in this event, and I think I put that down to one of the major causes is the weather, because the sun is just trying to show its head, and the weather is very cool. Humidity is high, but for the city of Lagos at this time of the year, the weather is quite cool.
Quite cold. That's the kind of weather you get back in the days in December. But now in February, we're having cold weather in the city of Lagos. the Hamatan has shifted.
Yeah, I don't know if we should blame or we should agree with the proponents of climate change or global warming or whatever, but I think the Hamatan season has moved in Nigeria, probably to move away from the Christmas period.
Well, moved in Lagos, not quite in Nigeria, because in southeast Nigeria, it happened in November, December, very cold. But then you can see the pace has quickened for the ladies. They've quickened their pace.
Well, they seem to have quickened the pace, but we're trying to see, once you see have a leading bunch of people, I think the pace is still consistent. We need to see a single file, and then when they start filing out, we start having that, look, somebody's taking the gauntlet.
All right, might just see Tanui trying to do that. But Cherop, giving up, very experienced runners in this front. 5 ladies. Winnie has gone behind, now 5th. So you have a Cherop and Tanui almost having a conversation along the way.
There's maybe tactics going on how they're going to run and what they're going to do. Do we move at now? Do you lead? Do I lead? Because being the leader, it takes a lot from you. So you say, come, let's take the race. Because sometimes in races like this, in road races, you're running as a team to the last kilometer. Then everybody, they say in Nigeria, you're on your own. Answer your papa name.
And something of note, it's saw Cherop, so there might be a plan for Cherop. She took a quick look at her time earlier on to see how many minutes or hour we have around. So she might have a plan of breaking away at the point.
As you can see from the leading 5 ladies, you can see the 2 Kenyans are in front and the 3 Ethiopians are behind. So this might be a national strategy now. The Kenyans want to get free from the Ethiopians, and Dinke is an Ethiopian behind them. We can see number 95 there. Like I said the other time, I think it's Cherop. And she's an Ethiopian. So we can see the Kenyans are now trying to say, look, let us separate ourselves from this. This is where now the race is trying to take effect. The positions are trying to be decided.
So and it's still for say 5 kilometers or even 6-7 kilometers. These 5 ladies have been in front, determining the pace of the race in the women's category. And so a cheering police officer there urging the athletes on.
Well, rather than determining the pace of the race, I think they are just running the race, because I think this is where the women's race is. Whoever's behind, that's
really beginning to drop off.
They're beginning to drop out, and there were 5, now there are 4.
That would really be a shame. She's falling off the front runners.
Yeah, because she's climbing up the flyover now to go down on the Adiele flyover to go down into Ikoyi, and this may be a battle after running 15 kilometers on the bridge to come and climb up the hill to go over the flyover. It's going to be a really tough battle, it is.
I hope these men, they know that this is not the men's race, that the men are far, far, far away from them.
Before they think they are with the leading group.
Before they think, okay. So Tanui and Cherop, this is Dinke. Dinke fighting, and Winnie back in the group again. She was upset, oh, I better not drop off completely. So that's a quick feat of the ladies doing the great job. Cherop there.
Yes, like you said, Ralph, what they're trying to do is break away. As you can see, they keep communicating with each other, and that's the strategies runners use. You want to break away to leave the slower ones behind.
The slower ones are very far away.
Yes, sometimes in the group, the bunch you have, what you want to do is to separate yourself so that at least they have like 2 or 3 of them that are planning their strategy so that the race will be between them.
I'm sure
like
they might have looked back at that point when Winnie dropped off, and then they said, oh, we're now 4. But now Winnie's back in it, so still 5 of them.
Yes. Well, you see, they'll plan the same thing ahead in the race, and they'll try to separate themselves from the other people also again.
We'll be looking out for that. Still, the Access Bank and Lagos City Marathon is what you witness under your World of Champions. Super sport. Making it happen.
Yes, and what a good weather we're having. Really, it's a weather for breaking of the course record, and we're really expecting that both for the men and for the women.
And this US race has been very, very tidy. You know, let me use the word tidy. Because we saw the other year when the start wasn't quite as smooth as we would have wanted it, but it's been a very, very smooth race right from the start in the 2020 edition.
Yes, we're really aiming for that next level in the IAF certification. We want that gold standard, and we can see that the organization of this race is a lot better, and that gold standard, we hope that we're going to get it.
And are you satisfied with the caliber of the elite athletes that we're having in this year's edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon?
We have a lot of repeat athletes, and that's good for the publicity of the race, because these athletes will be the one that will go back and tell their fellow athletes that yes, this is a race that you can come for. They have good prize money, and then others that are seeing this race, and once you see the organization, how this year's series is a lot improved from last year, then it's going to attract higher caliber athletes also. So that is a very good way for the race to go.
Very good way for the race to go. And it's still the ladies running.
They are picking up a pace again, as you can see. They're trying to separate themselves from the other pack.
Look at Dinke now, seconds behind.
Tanui is still keeping her pace with Chirp. And they refuse to all drop back, as you can see, and the pace is really going steady.
Well, just to give you a few information about what's going on now as they are pushing in, you can see this the suburb of Ikoyi there on the right. They are going through Osborne, the Dolphin Estates on the right, and they can, but they have no time to sightsee now. They are so concentrated on the race. Dinke, the Ethiopian, she's a little bit behind. We have Winnie there. She's a Kenyan. She's actually a very, very useful athlete, number 87 in the world. She has a season's best of 2 hours 36 minutes. So this is within her pace, within her time. But on her best, she's a very useful athlete with 2 hours 27 minutes. And so whatever pace is going on now, it's something she's used to. She's had that before. Cherub, like I told you, has been a winner of the Boston Marathon 2 times. So that's a very impressive. That's a very impressive lineup on your CV. I think you can use that anywhere you want to go. As the camera shows her, she's looking around to push her colleagues in front with her. She's run 2 minutes 29 on her day. She's been very impressive throughout the seasons, over the years in the marathon. So the ladies, it's a useful field here, and we must commend the organizers for bringing in some top athletes around to really grace this occasion. Rhoda Tanui, we fondly call her Rhoda in Lagos. That's her first name. But Tanui is her son name. She's the course record holder, and I think she wants to break her course record. She's done excellently so far. She seems to be the most relaxed athlete here. 29 years old, like I told you before, at her prime. She had a world record just some time a year ago at 243. She's now number 56 in the world.
Not
at her best. At her best, 2 hours 25 minutes. That's an impressive time. That's
very impressive, very impressive. And you've always mentioned that she's never under pressure. She is so relaxed that you would think she has not even done 100 meters.
Yeah. That's a sign of a well-prepared athlete. Very relaxed, not shaking, not bothered by the competition. Just keep the pace, keep your plan, stick to your plan, stick to your game plan. And I don't think these 5 athletes are. They're going to stay together like married people.
Not at all. At a point, we surely have to see them break from this pack, and of course they're trying to win the race. I quite enjoyed every point in time you see Cherub taking a quick look at her strap watch to see exactly the time they have spent. she must have a target. I'm sure she has a target of a time to meet this time around, and she's surely going to break out at a point in the race. And so Tanui also, I think she has conserved so much energy that she will be having to break when she decides to do that.
We are watching the Access Bank's Lagos City Marathon, and Access Bank has really done a great job here to bring this together, to keep consistently sponsor this for 4 or 5 years, and to always bring the world to Lagos, a beautiful cosmopolitan city, a nation among nations. So we have to give credit to our title sponsor, and they have brought the world to Lagos to come and keep healthy, come and keep fit. A lot of other people are running this marathon for different reasons, some competitive, some for good cause. We have a lot of NGOs running for causes that range from cancer to looking after the disabled. So Access Bank is doing something that says high on their corporate social responsibility.
Kudos to Access Bank for making it happen again and again. And they say they are in this one for the long haul until they get to the height of it. And getting to the height of it is getting to the platinum level of a world marathon. That's when you have the best in marathon. But it's very impressive. We'll keep it up with the ladies still, just because I think the ladies race are more interesting now. Unlike the men's race where you have a front runner, surely break that man there. Back to the man, is still the same. A very big lead for this man. He's done this for nearly 10 kilometers, as it were, still in the lead, and it's still very comfortable the way he's going. And if it looks like we're having our winner. It's this man who has a
it's impressive. He's done more than 11 kilometers on his own, and it shows that he's very well trained. He's ready for it. We didn't take him seriously when he tried to break up from the pace, but we must say, quite frankly, that the pace was the pacemaker didn't really do very well in pacing the race. So we saw him quite early take the pace into his own hands, and he's pushed down Osborne Road. He's gone into Bodilon, I think, and he's really running impressively. I told him once he gets to this point in the race, he's soon going to go into the Lekki Ikoyi bridge, link bridge, and once he does that, I believe me, it's almost home stretch for him.
Almost home stretch, not just yet, but he's done a great job in running this kind of race in this Lagos City Marathon, Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2020.
The marathon, it's an impressive race, and we all know that the world record for the marathon is 2 hours, 1 minute and 39 seconds, and it was run by Eliud Kipchoge. 2 hours, 1 minute. You see, and there have always been a debate all over the world on how well somebody can run a marathon. Can anybody run it in less than 2 hours? Is it humanly possible to run a marathon in less than 2 hours? Officially, it has never been done, but Eliud Kipchoge, who is the world record holder, did it last year in under arranged circumstances. He ran 1 hour 59 seconds, 1 hour 59 minutes, 40 seconds. And that's the official fastest time the marathon has been run. It's not a record because the conditions were not on that marathon record. It was very well staged. But it just showed that the human body can achieve anything. Achieving a sub 2 hour race is almost incredible. And we have seen 30 kilometers gone by our leading runner. 30 minutes, he has only 12 kilometers to go. So this is an impressive racing. This is an impressive bit of running.
He might break the course record if he keeps this pace, and surely the man have kept the pace all this while up to this point. and we are hoping that it does break the course record. We want that course record to be broken.
Yes, we always want records. Records are meant to be broken. The more you break the records, the more improvements you talk about the elite field, or the amount of the kind of runners that you have in place. We do not know if there are bonuses for the course record, but it's always good as an athlete to break records and break personal bests, and it will not be different from our leading runner, who sadly to our viewers we still cannot really recognize him. Please, if you know him, he can even tweet us or at Lagos Marathon #Lagos Marathon. We'd like to know if we can recognize our leader. We don't have any information on him at the moment. So the Twitter handle you can see there on the screen is at Lagos Marathon. Follow us. We'd like to hear from you. #Lagos Marathon.
So if you're watching us from the beautiful country of Kenya and you know this your runner, please tweet at us at Lagos Marathon, and of course #Lagos Marathon. And but at the moment the officials are surely trying to get the details of this leading athlete in this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, and when that is gotten, we'll surely give it to you. And so you can still keep the tweets coming in at Lagos Marathon, and make sure you add the #Lagos Marathon. Just make it trend. Here it's trending already. Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
Well, we've been having a lot of criticism for not naming our number 165. We don't have information on that, so we can't give you a wrong name. We have our suspicions, but we haven't gotten confirmation on who the runner is. So we'll just have to keep on running. But sending your tweets, we would like to hear from you. We really like to know what you're saying and how you're enjoying the weather, how you're enjoying the race. The runners, the lead runner in the male events has covered 32 kilometers, and he's covered 32 kilometers. So that's a problem. That's what's happening there.
Well, last year's winner is completely nowhere to be seen in this race. Sunteyahu Legese of Ethiopia, who ran the race in 2 hours 17 seconds and 17 minutes and 28 seconds. And so nowhere to be found.
The community is enjoying themselves on Twitter, saying this early morning people have been buying all sorts of foods to run. Some Nigerians are buying, they say, we're going, and that's local beans to get enough energy to run the race. I don't know if it's a good idea.
What did he call it?
We're going.
Oh, come on, man. We're going.
Okay, Ralph, you got me there.
I love the delicacy, you know.
Yeah, the lead runner has gone into the Ikoyi Link Bridge, and that's what I told you about. The second bridge is a beautiful bridge, and once he can see his pickup pace, it's a very motivating, a very beautiful aspect. He's picking up pace, and once he comes down there, I tell you that he's almost into the home straight of the competition. Is that the Link Bridge now? The Ikoyi Lekki Link Bridge.
Beautiful bridge, of course, anytime, any day. It's not night, so you won't feel the lighting on the bridge. And so this man, he's done a great job of a race here at the Lagos Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. He's still going the way he's been going for the past 10 kilometers.
Yes, like I told you, it's a hashtag Lagos Marathon. We still don't know, and we have to really apologize to you. We still don't know the name of the lead runner, because the entries and at the last minute some beep numbers were changed. So we have the suspicion, but we don't want to give this credit to somebody else. So that's why we have to just wait till the official control room sends us his name. Some entries were changed in the numbers to get the beep numbers correctly. So he's not on our official list here. His number is not here. But we apologize to the world. We will have to give you his name, and we will do that. But he's leading the mark. if you're there in Kenya, hashtag Lagos Marathon, or if you are his brother in somewhere in the valleys of El Dorado, you could send us his name, hashtag Lagos Marathon. So all over the world we are watching this, and we are seeing that it's a beautiful day in Lagos. As he passes through the toll gates, the toll center, the Lagos, he's not going to pay toll, Ralph. I don't think he's going to pay some toll.
No, not at all, not at all. That's why the toll gate was quite open for him to cross over before he got to the point. Let's go back to the ladies at the moment and see where they are. There you have the ladies. Tanui, Cherub, only 4 now. We're down to 4. It looks like Winnie is the one that has finally dropped off. She was really struggling earlier on, and now she's completely away from the front runners. And so we're down to 4. 2 Ethiopians and 2 Kenyans. That's what it is. Equal now. And so, but we have the defending champion from 2000, winner from 2019, right there, Dinky. Right there as one of them. Cherub also there, Tanui also there, and the lady in bib number 95. Well, it's interesting that 2 men. The man on your left has been with these ladies right from the start almost. The other one behind now. We had one earlier who was with the ladies, dropped off now, and a new one has come in as they go. Through the ladies have not got into the Koyi Bridge yet. So defending champion from last year, 2019, Dinke. Lady on your right just behind Tanui. Did that race in 2 hours, 48 seconds, 48 minutes and 2 seconds. And so this year, she will surely do a very faster race, personal to her. But the defending champion, she'll be hoping to win again this year. And so she must have a strategy also. But Tanui, oh, her composure is really interesting to behold. 4 ladies. Winnie dropped out completely. She's not nowhere in sight. And you can see Winnie just looking like someone that has not even done 200 meters, just still keeping the same composure, still keeping up the same pace, and just going toe-to-toe with Cherub.
Yes, she is. Tanui looks a bit heavy in the leg. I hope she can make this race and win it in the finals, but the rest, they look like they still have a lot of energy in their legs. So let's see where they're going. Cherub looks a little bit like she's getting tired.
Yeah, Tanui was 4th last in 2019. She finished 4th in 2 hours, 50 minutes and 20 seconds. And so, Rhoda Jepchikori Tanui. And so she's the Kenyan.
Yeah, but she always has that relaxed look on her face, so you can never really tell how she's feeling. They're all still going, but it looks like they're taking up the pace a bit again. Some of them are looking back.
So it's always 2 Kenyans in front two Ethiopians behind.
Somebody's always pulling the other person, and they're always communicating to make sure that their strategy works so that her sister wins and not the other person. So as we can see, they've taken up the pace a bit. So you're trying to lose the other.
Disagreement between the two of them.
Yes.
Who finishes? Will they share the money?
Well, you never know the
Behind
agreement they
closed
have.
door.
You never know the agreement they have. It's possible.
It is possible. And so let's keep it in the country.
Yes, you see, they're now trying really hard. Tanui is now trying to lose the other runners.
The interesting thing is most of these Kenyans, most of the Ethiopians, they all train together.
Yes, they do.
Back home.
Yes, they do. High altitude training. It's what really sets them apart from other marathon runners, because that's what high altitude training does for an athlete, is that it makes your lung capacity, the oxygen that your heart is supposed to take, it makes it so much bigger than when you come down here. Is like you're high, because you taking so much oxygen makes you high and gives you energy, so fatigue does not set in very quickly. So training in high altitude, it actually increases the size of your heart, so your heart can take in more. That is what high altitude training does for athletes.
So why the Nigerian athletes who train in high altitude up there in the northeast and northwest, why are they not competing?
There are still other factors that is not just that. There are still other factors that go into determining who wins a marathon race. It's not just that.
Very interesting. The race that the ladies are running. Another quick look at our strap watch at Cherub.
Well, we're moving on, and we're watching what's happening, and I think our leading runner, his name is not on my full sheet, but I think that looks like David Bamasai Tsumo from Kenya. So I will wait to get confirmation from my producers, but I think it's David Bamasai Tsumo from Kenya. He actually came fifth in the 2011 World Championship, so he has won the Dubai Marathon before. So I want to believe it's David Bamasai, and if he's the one, I'll get confirmation, so I'll tell the whole world that my name is Eni Udo Obong. I'm an Olympian. I've been around watching athletics. I didn't see his name on my list, but he certainly looks like David Bamasai. And he's a young athlete, born 1989, and he definitely looks like. So we'll just have the producers. We have a second look at him, and I'll see. He has a personal best of 2 hours 7 minutes. 2 hours 7 minutes, and if he's the one, then he's the field. He's going to shatter the field, and I will get my beer from my producer that I obviously will win it. David Bamasai Tsumo seems to be our leader. Oh yes, I think I recognize him. He definitely is David Bamasai. On my start list, his name is not here, so there was no way we could have gotten his number. He's a Kenyan. And he's a specialist in marathon running, so it's obvious that the field is he's bigger than the field that is there. He ran the 2012 Amsterdam Marathon. He won the Dubai Marathon in 2011. So he's one that was born in Eldoret, and I'm sure the Kenyans in Eldoret would not have been too happy that I didn't know one of their top athletes' name. So I'll get confirmation from the producers. It's David Bamasai Tsumo.
All right. Eldoret it's a city or a town that has produced marathoners. They come in tons, and you have so many of them here in this race in 2020, all from Eldoret, including the ladies from Eldoret, and all that. Dinke, the winner of last year, comes from Eldoret, and so even Mutai, who is also in this race, is from Eldoret. So a whole lot of them.
That's true. And what he's doing in this race is not new, because he's done that in Dubai. He ran alone. He broke out from the field almost halfway and ran alone and won the race and got $250,000 for it. So he's doing what he normally does, and he's an incredible runner. And I think he's someone we should watch out for. If he is David, and I am talking on the assumption that this is David Bamasai Tsumo, and if he is the one, we'll get confirmation from that. If number 165 is David Bamasai Tsumo, I think I'm going to get a beer from my producer. I'm going to win the bet.
We'll make it 2 bottles. So that's what it is. Finally, we are able to identify, the the great man that has that broke out way off 15 kilometers away, and now he is still right there. The others, there is no other athletes in sight at the moment, so it is a really interesting the way he has to run. So it's a strategy that he's been running with for quite a long time.
Yes. He's it's amazing the way he's run this field. He's dismantled the field. At this point, I think I can even, if he had a button, I can take over from here and I'll still win the race.
Oh, surely. And even conserve some energy also. But it's really interesting to watch.
It's doing a lot of good to him
at the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
Yeah, he'll do a lot for him. He's a married man. He has a kid and he has a child that takes up running too. He's 3-year-old boy. He's been probably running to school. So it's impressive, and to have such an elite athlete on this ground, Lagos City Marathon, will give kudos to the organizers and to the sponsors. They've done an amazing job. He's monopolized the race. It's his show. It's a David Bamasai show, and we really have to apologize to such a distinguished athlete for not getting his name in time. We had to really go down. And that's amazing. It's an amazing race he's doing there. It's an amazing race.
Amazing race we are doing. Amazing race we are having here at the Access Bank and Lagos City Marathon. What a race from Bamasai. What a race that he has put up here in 2020 edition of Lagos Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. So no other runner in sight.
Well, we need to see who is. I think the gap is too much. We want to see who is the leading chasing pack. Leading chasing pack. We have to really find out. So you can keep your information coming, keep your talk coming. Hashtag Lagos Marathon, hashtag Lagos City Marathon. We can also take out at Lagos City Marathon. As we're watching the activities that are going on at the finish point with the governor of Lagos State arriving. Obviously, he didn't start the race, so he's just arriving to get ready for the race. And that's David Bamasai. He's finishing the race. And now we can see the governor of Lagos State. He didn't start up. Mr. Sanwo-Olu, as he likes to be called, Mr. Governor. He's crossed the line.
But I'm having to wait for them to drop the banner to drop. But Sanwo-Olu has finished the race.
Well, Bamasai will not have known anything about that. He's concentrating on his own race. And he knows that Sanwo-Olu won't have a share of his winning prize.
Not at all. He will be asking for more from Sanwo-Olu. So that's what it is. The governor coming in, and the governor will be in to receive this winner if eventually he goes on as it is to win the race. Bamasai,
David Bamasai Tumo. This is 1 hour 50 minutes gone, and his personal best is 2 hours 7. So if he's running at his personal best in 15 minutes, he should be through. So David Bamasai Tumo, our leading. So there he is down deep in the running, going through that 1004 block. He's down going into Victoria Island, which is going to get near the finish of the race. It's an impressive bit of running in any sense of the word. In any sense of the word. Ralph, I'm just impressed the way we were doubting him. He kept on looking back. He kept on chaining through. He ran through. We just kept on doubting.
And finally, he is doing it, still keeping up that pace. Chala tried and tried, sprinted and sprinted, trying to catch up, but as they say for our place, if masquerade they pursue you, make you they run.
But you have to look back still.
As you retire, and I saw him retire. That person there inside. That's what it is. It's not a race for masquerade. It is Bamasai that is doing a great job here of a marathon race.
So David Bamasai is pushing up very well. He's running down. He's now running relaxed. He can feel the end is at sight. When you've been running the marathon, you know when you are towards the end, even without looking around. Your body starts to tell, the muscles start to twitch, and this is all fine. And like Otonya said earlier on, the training at high altitude in El Dorado has really helped. And I like to put to that when you train in high altitude, what really happens in a high altitude is that there's a little oxygen there, the lack of oxygen. The oxygen levels are low. So what your body does is to produce extra red blood cells so that it can capture as much oxygen as it can. So it captures as much oxygen. So by the time you come back to where there's a lot of oxygen, you have extra energy because you have a lot of oxygen in your blood. So that's the physiology behind it. So it's an advantage to the Kenyans as they pass that beautiful city, beautiful building of the Civic Center. So he's going to go run down from the Civic Center. It is at this point in time you can start seeing the beauty of Lagos. In the background you can see the Lagos skyline, the Ikoyi skyline. So
he has not been seeing the beauty of Lagos all the way.
No, you've been seeing a lot of things. Now he's been seeing the water, the lagoon, as you said. So he's going to be welcomed by lots of people there. It's on his right is the Civic Center. On the left is 1004. Then he gets to the law school. So he's going to turn into yes, the heart of Victoria Island before we start expecting him to get to here. So we're expecting him very soon.
It's not too far away from the finish point.
And I can tell you that he's going to break the course record. I can definitely say that. He's about 6 minutes ahead.
So if he keeps up the pace at which it is going, and he has been going all the while, then surely the course record is in trouble. The course record is threatened by this man, David Bamasai. 2 more.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like we said earlier, we apologize once again. His name is not on our start list, so he's a very lucky man. He must have been a late entry. David Bamasai Tumo. He's going in fast.
What a race we are having here. It's now on the Ozumbambadi way.
His Kenyan runner, the Zumba, he's
just
running down
under the Akin Adeshola Bridge.
He's past law school on his left, and this way he starts appreciating how beautiful the city of Lagos is.
Really interesting for a man to have opened up such a distance of a lead right from breaking away right from the third mainland bridge and still keeping it up.
Yeah, I'm happy he did. It's got me a bottle of beer, but it's like I'll keep saying that. But he did, and I think now
he's gotten you a bottle of beer.
Yeah, and there'll be no prizes for betting now.
You enjoy that later on when this man finished the race, Bamasai, and we will be happy that the course race, the course record is gone and a new one set. Hopefully,
well, that's on the pace. And the pace is running. If everything goes on this pace, he's kept this pace for 20 kilometers, and if everything goes on, we are seeing him. I'm predicting a 2 minutes 11, 2 minutes between 2 minutes 9 and 2 minutes, 2 hours 11 minutes, 2 hours 9 minutes. That's what I'm predicting he's going to run, and that will be a new course record.
We'll be happy with that. 2020 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon really unfolding in great way.
All right. As they go on for the men and the women races, it's the same. We have equal prize monies. The first prize is $50,000, second prize $40,000, third prize $30,000, and we have lots of consolation, lots of prizes for consolation prizes, right? Yes, I got my words chopped up there, and we also have prizes for the first Nigerian winner.
Exactly,
both male and female, and this is an incredible piece of running from David. We are seeing him going through Adeshola now. We are yet to confirm the chasing pack, as we call it. If it's a chasing pack or it's a chasing person, we really do not know. The last time we saw it was Chala trying to get to David, but David, a giant killer he is not going to give up this is title in waiting. I will put it that way. You see, he's done to the pack what in the Premiership team is doing to the rest of them. You just destroy them throughout, and it's so amazing. It's a lesson in marathon running. It's a lesson in tactics. It's a lesson in amazing grit.
So David Bamasai Tumo is really enjoying his race.
So we'll go back and see how well that the ladies doing, and and that's it. Still a group of four. Tanui, Dinke, Sheriff, they're putting it through. They are being very consistent in their pace, and we know that the winner is going to be from this form. How much more do they have in their legs? How much more power do they have? How much more speed? It's going to be a sprint finish in the ladies' events, and that's a setting. So this is going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. Yeah. Nigerians, we love our sprints, and it would be nice to see a sprint finish in the marathon for once.
Oh, definitely. That's what we enjoy most. Neil Felk, a good sprinter back in the days also. And so we all love our sprint. Maybe one day we'll be competing in the long distance races, but at this moment we'll still maintain our. So we love these ladies to really give us some sprint towards the end. And that's why they are still staying. The four of them, it's been like that all along. Cherop, Tanui, Dinke, the defending champion, and of course the lady, indeed number 95. A very interesting race. And that man in 12:52 has been with these girls all the while. I must commend him also. Nigerian.
Go.
Ladies.
So
last time.
The group of four: Cherop, Tanui, Dinke, and Cherep. Chala Kabene. Chala Kabene. I think that's number 95. So, and that's this four. We hope to see sprints, especially in the last 400 meters. We'd like to see what kind of tactics they have there. So we've gone over the 2-hour mark. That's a beautiful picture there. That's a beautiful scene, Lekki Peninsula, and that's beautiful. We are going through. That's an excellent. these ladies are giving it all, and it's so amazing to see how relaxed they still look. It's like they just started the race. Tandui has come back here with a vengeance. She lost the title last year, and she told me, I think in a post-match interview, that she really wanted to win. She wanted to become the first person to win, first lady to win the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon twice. So we'll go back to the men and let's see how well they are.
Oh, no changes at all. And the men is still David Tumo. And there's a great pictures of him being taken all around. Memories will surely be made of it. Maybe a video.
Well, I think he's entered Bishop Oluwole Cole Street, and if he just has entered there, then it might be much faster than I thought it will be.
Much faster. His best is 2:07. So he's just 5 minutes away from his best.
Yes, of 2:07, which got him $250,000. He might not get a little bit as much as that here, but he's going to get a huge sum of money for his amazing run. This is incredible piece of running, incredible tactics. He's gone almost 23, 24, 25 kilometers on his own.
All on his own. He's gone such distance without anyone in sight. He could just do a lot of things and then still go ahead and win the race the way it is.
It takes a lot of mental energy to plan your race, to plan your pace. It's a lot of mental energy. It's really very impressive. It's really impressive. He's given a lesson to those that are running marathon, running on how to run on your own. It's a lesson in running. His hands are beginning to wilter, it's beginning to labor. But you can expect that after running over 2 hours of impressive running, that's 41 kilometer mark he's passed. 41 kilometer mark he's passed. So he's got 1.2 kilometers to go, or 1.189 to be precise. So he's passed the 41 kilometer mark. That's impressive. 2 minutes 4.
And what is left he can do in just about 5 minutes also. And still will we have our record. His personal best 2 hours 7 minutes. He did in the Middle East. Did in Dubai and earned him at 250,000.
2 hours 7 minutes 18. He's not going to break that. He's going to be far away from that, but he's not going to be too far away from that. I think my prediction of 2 hours 9 might probably be there. 2 hours 9, 2 hours 10, and that's an incredible race for Lagos City Marathon. It's going to the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is going to have the record smashed. 2:07.18 is his speed in Dubai. So he's already gotten into the finish area of the Eco Atlantic City. We are going to be seeing him here. He's even going to break his record, it seems, if he goes at a pace this. He's arriving, the crowd is cheering, we can all see him. He's coming in.
And everyone is preparing for
him. That's an amazing run. He can run through. He's laboring, his hands are tired, his legs are giving in, but he's just got some meters to go.
And so the bikers that need to give way now because he's coming in as strong as he has been all along, at least in the last 30 kilometers. He's been as strong as it is at the moment, and so everyone is going to usher him in. He's coming gradually, closing in the finish line. And so he will break the course record. He will be happy about it. Lagos Marathon will be happy about it, and everyone will go home happy. And we're expecting the label that everyone is looking at to come in. There you have him.
Yes, he's still feeling very strong. He's been very consistent. He's been amazing. He's not going to break his record, but it's an impressive piece of running. He ran all this almost virtually alone. And his experience in doing that, he did that in Dubai when he ran all alone too. He's gotten through, and he's getting closer to the finish. It's amazing. You can see that he's laboring. He's tired. He's fatigued. It's been a fight throughout. It's been an amazing run.
This is the man that we all want to see. This is the man that everyone is looking at to break the course record. David Bamasai Tumo, the Kenyan from Eldoret, the city that produces long-distance racing champions all over. David Tumo, bib number 165, coming in gradually, making it towards the finish line.
He's run more than half the race virtually alone, and that's incredible. That's amazing. He's taken this on its own. He's challenged himself. He's been his own greatest competitor.
It looks like no one has really competed with him in this race in 2020, the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
So we see who is second, and that is Demise from Ethiopia. Second place, he must have gotten over. Closely followed by Kuget from Kenya in the third position. But so
that's our leader. He's coming in closer and closer to the end point. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really interesting when we have a course record broken. That looks like that's what we're going to get in the 2020 edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. The course record is at 2:15. So we're done at 2:10 at the moment. He's coming in.
Yeah, he has a few meters to finish, and he's running to the chair
towards the finish line, and they are cheering him. That's the man and the winner of Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2020, David Bamasai Tumo. What a race this man has run at New York. In one word, how would you describe this?
Amazing.
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 Amazing is
2 hours, 10 minutes and 22 seconds. That's unofficial yet.
And now the second place, the runner is also coming in. There you have him. 1-2 in. The third runner is coming in. Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. What a race. Battle for the third place. It's hot, it's fierce. But then this man is surely gonna pick it up. Third place. He has enough of the strap watch. He puts it off to see how many hours and minutes he has gone here for. We've gone 4 And this is the 5th.
So we've seen our podium winners, our podium listing. We'll go and see how the ladies are doing. The ladies will soon be here. We'll go back to the ladies and see how well they're doing. And that's it. The 4 of them still consistent.
So this the ladies are now, and we're almost getting to that point where we're surely going to see a breaker from these ladies. It's been Cherop and Tanui all the while in front. Earlier in the race we had Winnie, but Winnie dropped out completely, and that's how we're having 4. And out of the 4, we've got these 3 in front, and so another has dropped off far behind. Cherop, Tanui, and of course Chala. We're down to 3. The ladies in front. Three ladies in front, Cherop, Tanui, and Chala. There you have another. Behind now is Dinke. Dinke, the defending champion, is now away from the top 3 in front. Down to 3 ladies. And surely we're expecting a winner to come out of this 3, because the defending champion Dinke is now dropped out. And finally, that man that has been with them all along has dropped out.
Men have dropped out. Now Tanui can keep her promise of winning this marathon twice.
Yeah,
we now have people joining into the race from all sides of the street. We have people now joining in the race, we hope.
So still the 3 ladies.
Ladies are now picking up. We now have the ladies picking up. We can see Chipro kicking. She doesn't look as
So the ladies are now going in through the final part of the race, walking off the law school, and we can see the 3 leading ladies pushing through. Tanui, Chiprop have been leading this pace from the beginning of the race. So we see our 3 medalists, and it might be a Kenyan clean sweep from our prediction here, from what we're seeing here. Now it's going to be, they've done the nation proud. It's going to be now an individual race. So as they come in, they will have less than 2 kilometers to finish up.
We might get a new record as well from the ladies.
We have Rhoda Tanui, we have Chiprok, and then we have Kebenet Chala. The 3 of them are the 3 surviving ladies. They're moving in, running through. We've seen they're picking up pace a little bit there. They're still keeping it together, keeping it close. They must be very good friends off the pitch. That's an incredible piece of running. This is a very, very cooperative and communal running that the Kenyans have done. to get themselves free from the Ethiopians. And we must just let people know, that viewers know, that along the race, that a 10-kilometer race had started. So they must try and clear this out for the ladies. It's not a very good scene. The 10-kilometer race had taken place, and some of the runners are obstructing.
You know, this ones just saw the ladies and started to join.
No, I think they are the lacking group from the 10-kilometer race that started ahead. So the ladies, so the 10K race, they're there. So the ladies are meeting up with them, and obviously
they're trying to sort
themselves out. It's a little bit of an untidy situation there.
Now it's been tidied up. The ladies have started to tidy up themselves, and they're back doing their thing, trying to see who will break away and win this race.
I think the race organizer should have had a way to clear up the lead for the leading ladies, because. But the girls are going. They are not deterred by what's happening. The three of them are in the leading pack. They are determined to get on the podium. I believe they are the podium athletes. In which order, we do not know yet. But this is causing some extra confusion among the races, making them walk.
But they should tidy up things better. Of course, the girls are not deterred in any way. They are determined to finish the race, and will be hoping and wanting to also break a course record, set a new one, and then everyone will be happy for it. Chala in front now. Cherub and Tanui.
The three of them have just taken over this race. They've made it a Kenyan affair, and are going to try and see it off. You can see how a little bit of the untidiness has caused Cherub to be running to the left, to the right, and it dissipates her energy, and that's a very sad thing. For having run so much, over 40 kilometers this way, it tells on the body it's not a very easy thing.
It's the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. You know, the men's race sorted minutes ago. Having David setting the new course record, 2:10.
So we're very grateful for this atmosphere and this race we have, to Lagos City, to Access Bank, and to the city of Lagos, to the government of Lagos, to have put this, to have continued this for 4 or 5 years. It's a permanent fixture on the days of in the calendar of the city now, and we know that on the Saturday in February we are going to have a very free day.
And it's really nice to know that it is settled for February of every year. So we don't have to look it out of any other month. Look out for any other month. It's February. Last time it was February 2019, and now February 2020. So everyone should be looking out for February 2021 for the next race. But in the meantime, Tanui, Cherub,
Cherub and Chala, I think, is the third person, and I think these three ladies won't have a problem in celebrating Valentine next week.
Oh, not at all, not at all.
Because they have enough money to do that.
Money. But the ladies, they go around the world, increasing their bank account every now and then.
It's a lot of hard work, I tell you. We see the end result. We are seeing the last 2 hours. We bring the result. But I tell you, this is thousands of hours of training, thousands of kilometers of running, and this is just the end result.
Self-denials here and there.
Yeah, self-denials, yes, sacrifices. You sacrifice a lot of things that your colleagues are doing, your friends are doing, your mates are doing, because you want to entertain and you want to do this. So it's discipline, it's self-denial, it's patience, lots of disappointment along the way. You have injuries, you have tears. So what we see when they finish is they have every cause to celebrate. As they enter Bishop Oluwole Cole Street, that's the predominant road to get into here. It's they'll say they have about 1 kilometer to finish. And about now they should start thinking of themselves and not thinking about the country. They should start doing that. Look, let's arrange the medals the way the medals should be arranged. And I think Cherub has decided that about a few minutes ago. But Tanui looks so relaxed and so at this point in time, Ralph, who do you think will win it?
Well, I think Tanui she has lots of energy conserved to make the sprint if it comes down to sprint finish. So I think Tanui, but then every time I look at Cherub, the way she looks at her strap watch to see how many the time she has done, I think she might just also take this one. And you can see Cherub is the one trying to.
I think Tanui is looking for water. I think she's looking for water. I could see her stretch out for water. So she may be getting a little bit dehydrated. Cherub is looking strong. Chala following behind. But Tanui seems to be pushing up back. She may be looking for a little bit of hydration. I saw a motion by her signifying water. She's been relaxed, she's been consistent, but Cherub seems to be. Something just this is not just very good to be the obstruction that there.
It's someone crossing her path and others so left and right.
I think that the bronze medal seems to have been settled. So we're going for the silver and gold.
So Tanui, just as I was saying that I'm expecting her to win, she dropped out.
She must have heard you.
She must have heard me. If she heard me, she would have
commentator's course.
So Cherub is looking likely.
You want to cost another athlete now? I don't think. I think Ralph, you shouldn't predict again. So we'll leave the athletes to. We'll leave the athletes to sort out their positions on their own, without some omen from you.
Well, you look at the physique of Chala, and Chala, she looks.
Chala looks like a sprinter, so she thinks she may have something back in her legs. She looks here, but I told you. Cherub, she won the Boston Marathon twice. You got to give it to her. You got to give it to her.
And it looks like someone that has even conserved the energy for a sprinter. If it comes down to that, I'm talking about Cherub.
Well, we have a course record of 2:37, and this is a 2:24. They are going to shatter the course record too. And at this rate, Tanui, she's not going to only see that she's going to lose the goal, she will see her course record go too. So she should try to recover, if she can recover from dropping away back, but it seems to be increasing. Cherub seems to be taking no prisoners. She's going like a sprinter. I can see her motion is still there, her form is still there, her hands are laboring, but you can see her breathing is consistent, so she's looking good for gold.
Looking good for gold. 1.2 kilometers to go in this race, and surely it's looking like the course record will be broken at this point. Well, it looks like they can walk and still break the course record the way they are going. The time is really impressive. So Tanui is out of it.
Yeah, I think the pace has picked up, and Cherub Chala seems to be taking over from this, and she seems to have more than we think she has. She may not have the physical build of a sprinter, but she seems to have some more energy left in her.
That's what matters.
So if it comes down to a sprint, who are you giving it to?
I think I'll give it to Chala.
You've changed your sprint. Yeah, if it comes down to a sprint.
Comes down to sprint. It's looking like the one that's better conditioned for it, and just look at the way she is going. Look at the
Rob, I think every time you predict someone, the person drops out. So I think we'll just have to leave it at that.
No, not this one.
So I think I said give it to Cherub. Cherub seems to be more powerful. She seems to be more powerful. She may have the. So I'll still give it to Cherub. I'm talking from the athlete's point of view.
Okay. I'll keep quiet. So, looking like we're going to have that sprint finish we talked about as Nigerians.
That would be very exciting, and that will be very good for the crowd here who have been cheering the athletes and dancing as they arrive. It's been amazing to see these people run through 42 kilometers, 42.189 kilometers, and still have the energy to do that. And I would like to see how it is. We normally watch in track events how after 10 kilometers they can still sprint the last 200 meters faster than some sprinters. So we think we're going to see that. It's Chala and Cherub.
It's still a two-way race for the top finish.
Kebenechala Urisa. Kebenechala Urisa. That's her full name. We'll try and remember it. We may remember it for long in Lagos, this name, if she does end up winning this race. But Cherub is not staying behind. This is the tour. This is actually exciting. This is amazing. This is what we actually wanted. A two-man race or a two-woman race between Cherub and Uchala.
So the winners are coming in.
It's definitely going to be a sprint finish. It's definitely going to be a sprint finish. We just hope that some of these runners won't disturb them.
To get that, I would just hope the runners will not disturb them as they come towards the finish line. Chala Kebene and Cherub, the two front runners. Now, where is that sprint? It will come any moment from now. Is this the point that the sprint will come?
It's the point the sprint is supposed to come, but they still have about 500 meters, and there's a lot of traffic. This is not.
So there is no solidarity. No solidarity at all. At some point, the sprint will go. It is Chala Kebene in front.
I think Cherub has a sprint.
Cherub catching up. Yeah.
She has the power for the sprint.
All right, it looks like Cherub. There, Cherub going now.
They still have quite a quarter of a mile to go to. So the sprint, if they are going to sprint, it's going to be a long sprint. So they must be reserving it for the last 200 meters. We have about 600 meters, if my calculation is anything to go by.
Well, Chala looks like the one whose leg will do the better of the sprint. But then Cherub, her experience, she must have done this a lot of times. This is a little bit of gap, and now it's Cherub putting up a gap, as they come towards the finish line. Cherub has opened up about 20 meters of a gap. Now
she's giving everything she has. She's giving everything she has. It's the difference between the first and second is $10,000 US, and that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money indeed. So it is a Cherub that is coming in. Now might begin to say that Cherub will be the 2020 winner of Lagos Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
And a new course record holder.
A new course record holder. Now, Chala has almost given up settling for the silver medal. The second position, the experience of Cherub has done this for her.
Yes, it has. It's added to her CV. She says she can always put that she won in Boston and won in Lagos. You see, very good company there.
Bumping into one of the also runs. But then she's not deterred.
A misfortune at better.
That slowed her down just a little. But then she's determined to set a new course record, win this race. coming
There she
in
goes,
now.
and she to the dancing.
Fans are beginning to
the
cheer.
dancing
There you
of the
have it. Cheer
cheerleaders.
up. Now sprinting towards the finish line. Cheer up right there to finish. In 1, 2,
Oh, a
3,
new
4,
course
5,
winner,
6,
and that's
7,
a
8,
new
10.
Access Bank Lagos City Marathon winner.
Cheer up. A new course record for Cheer up. She gives thanks and praises to the heavens. And what a great race that she has run. Chala Kebene coming in second. And they both of them were part of those that went on and on. Here is Tanui, who was part of the 4 that went on and on. And so the chasing pack right behind there in 4th place. But it's Tanui that is coming in 3rd place. Tanui coming on and on to breast the tape. There you have it, Tanui finishing 3rd. Stopping the watch now. There's a big hog. Oh no, that's what he's seeing here. Exhaustion could do a whole lot to an athlete. And they have a Dinke, the defending champion, finishing 4th this time around. And what a race that they have run. And so she's really
We have to know
exhausted.
that the marathon is a test of your. It's a test of your endurance, a test of your health, and a test of your physical strength. And even the champions have this kind of problems, and you can see that.
But it says great congratulations to her, no matter what. Cheer up, the women's champion of 2020 Lagos City Access Bank Marathon. They have a. She is the winner. She is the champion. She is a course race record holder at the team. And now the medics will just help her out to get her energy back and then prepare for the medal giving celebrations and all that. So attending to her now, taking her to where she's going to be attended to. More and more of the runners are coming in. And so we'll be looking out for the Nigerian that will be the first to come in. It's been a wonderful race that we've had in 2020. The Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Everything has gone according to plans. So have a Cherop winning in the women's, and of course the David Bamasai Tumo, the men's winner. Both races and new course records are set. Interestingly so.
A man can do, a woman can do what?
Everyone talking about running your race at the Lagos Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, and that's what it is for this one. Just run your race. And the ability to finish is an added advantage. Lovely crowd here at the finish point, waiting for the medals, and of course a great entertainment that follows after the race.
It's good. They do Snapchat. No, why you go not say Nigerian girls they run? You know Nigerian girls, like we Nigerians, we actually they run. Something they happen. Honestly.
All right, that's what it is for this ones. They are really trying to get to the finish line, and they still have a very long way to go. Great crowd that have come in here at the finish line.
They go Atlantic and say, wow, okay. Can you meet me?
And these are more of the athletes. Joseph right there.
In the next 15 minutes. A
lot of them will be hoping to finish and make it a grand occasion. Ability to finish is very interesting.
Let's hear what they're saying. All right. But whilst you were talking,
Well, these are more of the athletes stay far away from the finish line.
Okay. Citizen for Lagos here. Now he first road, now he first cross finisher.
And more of the fans taking their seats, waiting for great musical performances and all that, and of course the medals and presentations.
Yes.
Access Bank Lagos City Marathon comes in 10 kilometers, and the main marathon that has just gotten new course record holders and winners, the 42 kilometers.
Thank you so much. You have helped our relationship in the past 1 week now. All the men now, we don't they mingle now. Girls now, we don't they sing here with the accent for how you doing. We are very grateful. Now, okay, fine. Let me just see this. If you know you went to a public school, let me see hand up. Public school, all things have passed away. Let me see hand up. Public school. Hello, public school. Okay, can we sing this song? Let's know if you know how the public school.
So more of the fans are waiting for more finishers. And so Horofa has finished also. She will be the 5th place lady. And great, lovely fans, lovely cheerleaders. A lot of runners having fun. It's been a very exciting Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. A marathon in the 5th edition that has produced new course races for both men and women. But soon, very soon, we will be confirming the official times the athletes are returned. We'll also be looking out for the Nigerian that has come first. Very long run for this ones. It's been a race. Cheerleaders are also doing their thing. And of course, Ultimate Love, I told you earlier on, Ultimate Love is a first of its kind reality TV show 16 strangers will be in an isolated location for 8 weeks with the hopes of finding lifelong love, and they are paired based on their mutual attraction to one another, and will compete for who emerges as the ultimate couple, where the couples will interact daily with a counselor referred as auntie as they embark on their journey to love. The winning couple will be rewarded with lavish traditional wedding ceremony at a house, and if they commit together getting married, it will be great. They will also get a cash prize and other amazing prizes, and that's what it is. So love is in the air. Ultimate love starting tomorrow, starting Sunday to be precise, on your Word of Champions 198, DSTV channel 198. That's where you will be seeing Ultimate Love coming from the city of Lagos, Nigeria. What a show. Let's go back, and of course let's go to the studio now and see what Moses Praise and his guest, Nefia Kudobong, joining him also at the studio. Let's get over to the studio now and join Moses.
Excellent job you have been about, Ralph. I have to give it to you. Talking for 2 hours straight. You know what? I think it's an absolutely solid job you and Nefia brought to our viewers who are catching all the action of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 5th installment. Congratulations has to go to the Kenyan David Bomasai Tumo, and it looks as though the Kenyan are back to winning ways as situation stands right now. Gruesome, but it's the fact that Eniofor, he led from the halfway. Once they got on Third Mainland Bridge, he just decided, you know what, I want to take this on my own now.
I think I always said that the Third Mainland Bridge is what determines the race, but I didn't think that just one athlete will take it up. So he took it on his own. We thought it was just a joke. Someone looking for some TV time. But after 3 to 4, 5 kilometers, we said, no, this is the real deal. And we heard that that's his style of running, and he did that some years ago in Dubai. He took from the halfway and went on his own. And it's a lot of mental strength to run a marathon on your own at a speed that such a speed, without a pace or without a competitor. It says a lot about his training. He trains really hard then.
Very importantly, the idea of this being the curtain raiser for the IAAF 2020 calendar, it's also a rehearsal, more or less, for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics that is before us in a few months' time. So it's very important to get yourself into that mental mode, and winning at the start of the year is always the best way to go about it.
Yes, and not just mental mode. For a lot of athletes, Olympic qualifying times are at stake. So you run sometime early in the season, you can take your lesson of the season very relaxed. Those that don't have the times are running for the times. So it's a very important race. It's the beginning of the year, it's the beginning of the marathon race, and one marathon in 3 months. So you know that only 2 marathons run before the Olympics. Take this as one of your races. It's very, very important that you give out a good race.
All right, doesn't come as a surprise to see Rhoda winning here. Last year, 2019, she actually finished 4th. I guess she decided, you know what, it will be a different situation this year. And you have to love the confidence, the stride. She took everything very calmly. We even saw her more or less urging the other girls, cheer up, you know what, come on, let's go, let's get this done. So it's good to see her coming to winning ways again. I think she won this, was it in 2018, I think 17, when she actually won last.
But no, I don't think your record there. Rhoda dropped out on the race. I mean, this thing.
I was talking Tanui.
No, Tanui dropped out. Yeah.
Oh.
I think she finished 3rd at the end, at the final lap. So you must have missed some of the excitement.
I was actually having selfies with the girl at that point, so I must have missed that out. But all the same.
Cheer up, brother. But she was determined, because last year she didn't do too well, and she was determined to win. And she came out very strong. She led for most of the race, and she must have led till you went for your selfies. So the last kilometer, cheer up and Chala took it on her, and then she just laid back a little bit, and she placed third. But she was determined, and always says that she had the experience of Lagos. She knew the course, she knew where she was to run, she knew how it would be. And once you have a mental awareness of the race, it helps, it gives you a little bit of an advantage.
All right, the beauty of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is because it's a full carnival. As we are done with the races, then we go into some entertainment mode, and most times that is what the Lagosians are going through. And of course, you did this early on. Nobody parties like a Lagos party, as it is. We have the governor coming through also, be part of the party happening here. But most importantly, do you think, with what you have witnessed so far, that Access Bank Lagos City Marathon are actually on the right track to becoming a gold label race?
Yes, they're on the right track. I really believe so. There are a few lapses here and there. There has to be some T's have to be crossed, some I's have to be dotted. But overall, when you're holding a marathon or you're organizing an event in a city of 21 million people, you see, the logistics are much, and the Lagos City Access Bank Marathon team have done exceedingly well, and nobody will deny them the chance of moving a step up in their label quest.
We will be seeing the Okpekpe Road Race coming up at some point in time in the year. Would you also say, you know what, maybe other states should take this into advantage and see, because most of our great runners come from Plateau States, from Jos. How come we're not seeing marathon races in that particular state?
Well, we don't really have to go to Jos to have marathon. After all, we don't see many marathon races in Kenya or in Ethiopia, so they go outside to run. So all we have to do is have training camps there, and they come out to run. We hold the races in some very financial or touristic states, and it doesn't really tell within the state, but for their runners to come out and compete and make the state known. You see, you can only propagate your state outside your state, and I think that's the best thing to do. You export the runners.
The prize money is absolutely a great incentive. $50,000, and this is for both men and women. So whoever tops this, of course, $50,000 is in the kitty for you. That's a big deal, and that in itself will be having a whole lot of this gold level athletes saying, you know what, Lagos is where I need to be every February.
Yes, I think the prize money is one of even the highest in the marathon races, and you can say that. And one of the key of the label races is to have equal prize money for male and women, and male and female. So it's Lagos City Marathon is showing the way. We $50,000 for the winners, over $1 million in general prize money, all through triggered down to the local runners and everything. So I think it's a race that people are really, really impressed about the financial reward that it takes. We may not be too happy sending the dollars to Kenya, but we know that they brought some money to spend in Lagos too.
I hear you on that one. But you know what, very importantly, again, this is the first time we are seeing this race having athletes pay for this race. Now, it's not a new thing for the elite athletes. I mean, this is what they do. They usually pay to register. Now, to have Nigerians coming through, and quite a number of them also were part of it, 5,000 naira was the registration fee. How do you see this race going further ahead in the future? Because now, it looks as though after 4 editions, we've done this for free. And now people are willing to pay. It looks as though the value has increased.
Yeah, the value of the race has increased. I agree with you. And the lifestyle of Lagosians, I think Access Bank has done a great deal, a great CSR to change the lifestyle of Lagosians. We now see that it's something we want to do. We want to change. We can even pay to do it. So the moment you start paying for something, you know that there's a value on that, and we can put a value on this race. So it has changed our lifestyle. It has made us happy. We enjoy the environment. It brought entertainment. It brought everything. It brought a whole new thing. We know that one Saturday in February every year, this is a fixture in the calendar of Lagos that we don't want to miss.
All right, you're going to talk to us about the economic impact this is meant to have to Lagosians, Nigerians at large, because I think that's very important. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe you should open our eyes to that. But before then, the governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is interestingly happened to be the first governor to actually be part of the race. He started off from Marina and jogged down to Victoria Island, Eko Atlantic City, and I think that's absolutely amazing. Chisom did catch up with him, and of course, he had these few words to share.
At the Eko Atlantic City, waiting for the marathon runners to arrive, and very soon the best of the best will be arriving here, and here to receive them will be the Executive Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency, who doesn't want to be known as His Excellency anymore, Babatunde Sanwo-Olu. Welcome, and I mean, this is such an amazing tournament or an amazing race, amazing event, and Lagos State is a part of it. What does this mean for the state?
Well, I mean, it means everything. It means that we're keeping tandem with our economic agenda. It means that all of the things we promised to people, we're still keeping faith with it. And I'm excited that Access Bank is still working with Lagos State, year on year, for this event. And we've sort of like raised the bar this year again, right? It's a silver category. The prize monies are up. A lot more international elite athletes are also joining us, and the entire organization, it's getting better. And for us, it's really just to speak around the entire ecosystem of tourism, of fitness, of healthy living, family bonding, and just creating, both business, leisure, and fun around it. And as you can see, I'm still sweating. I've done my own 8 kilometers. I certainly cannot do 42, but I'm excited that at least I'm able to keep up with the first runner. And I'm here. I mean, I started off with them at about 6:30 this morning, and it's great to be here this morning as well.
And it's interesting that you mentioned the tourism side, because that was going to be my next question. When the economy of the country is now trying to diversify and go into other things, how strong do you think that Lagos is when it comes to promoting tourism, and how much does this race build that up?
Well, I think it's important. It sort of like speaks to our entire tourism ecosystem, where when people know that you have, an informed event like this, people begin to calendarize it, and people begin to plan 1 year ahead, right, in their own calendar, to know that come February, second Sunday or second Saturday in February, I'm coming to Lagos. So you plan a 3-day before and a 3-day after, right? And you begin to build a lot of stopping event around it. So for me, that's the way to go, right? And you also help out families where kids, where parents, can also enjoy what it is to have healthy living, be fit, and sort of like also help our health. It just speaks to so many things. Businesses also flourishes around, and we just sort of like bring everybody together, and just drop everything you're doing, right, and just be part of this for one day. And I think it's important, and that's really why I'm also, and my government is also supporting and being part of this.
Thank you so much for support.
Thank you very much, Chisholm. Thank you.
All right, we just heard from the governor of Lagos State coming through here, and these are the results for the men. Of course, you see there David Bamasai Atumo with a time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, 23 seconds. So this is official, and this is the new course record. Incidentally, he narrowly, with 23 seconds, missed out on earning that $20,000 bonus for anybody who could actually run a sub 2 hours, 10 minutes. Debeco Dakamo comes through there with 2 hours, 10 minutes, 55 seconds. And we saw Paul Waweru Chege. Well, it's an all Kenyan 1-2-3 for this year's Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2020. Great outing, no doubt, it's looking like. And of course, the East Africans are getting things sorted out. Well, it's official as we look at it. It is 2 hours, 10 minutes, 23 seconds. The new course record finally broken. It stayed on since 2018, and it's good to see that this. And once course records are broken, that also says that the event itself is growing stronger, and you're getting a much more powerful athletes coming through.
Yeah, once a course record shows that indication that people are recognizing the event, and better athletes say, okay, let us go to that event. Let us go to that event. And 2 hours 10, it's an amazing time in any sense of the word. And you can see that top athletes are coming, and we have seen that the winner in the male events, David Bamasai, had won in Dubai, and the winner in the female events had won in the Boston Marathon. So you can see the kind of company in which Lagos is taking.